Harden might miss tonight's season opener against the Thunder. ESPN's Tim McMahon reports the NBA and the Rockets are reviewing video of Harden partying without a mask at a club to determine if he violated the league's COVID-19 protocols. Harden violated protocols during his brief holdout of training camp, and he's doing his best to get his trade request granted, explains First Take's Stephen A. Smith.
He wants out by any means necessary, and he is creating a headache because he knows that's the only way with 2 years left on his contract that he could possibly get his way. Other teams know that, and if he fills their needs without them having to mortgage the farm to get him, they're not going to hold this against him one bit.
Several other Rockets, including John Wall, have been sent home because of the positive COVID-19 test of another teammate. According to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, their status uncertain tonight, that player being tested again to confirm the coronavirus diagnosis. NFL Giants coach Joe Judge says Daniel Jones is the team's quarterback moving forward. Patriots QB coach Jed Fish will be Arizona's new head football coach.
Hey, this is Keyshawn Johnson, wishing you a happy and safe holiday season full of good food and family. Thank you for listening to Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin this past year and also in 2021.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Wow, what is that? Is that like just in time for the holidays? Like just a one-time thing?
Fresh off the presses. I like it.
What's happening, Jacksonville? Merry Christmas? A little buzz in the air? Gosh, this is fun around here. Having a blast. Holidays, always like them. It's going to get cooler. It's a little hot right now for my liking.
Yeah.
Might play some Christmas Eve golf, so there's nothing wrong with that. Trevor. Heck, and you know what I'm getting excited about? The consolation prize. Zach Wilson was unbelievable last night.
So are we, I'm not going to say we because you know where I stand, but you are completely off the Justin Fields train.
Well, I'm off the Justin Fields train for this week as much as I was off the Trevor Lawrence stuff because I didn't think it was reality. Yeah. So like right now, I don't need to think about Justin Fields. But
you still have Zach Wilson on the brain.
If we come in here Monday, first of all, that'll be a very depressing show if we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
But if we do, maybe I'll wait till Tuesday, like after we cry all day Monday. But then we can start the Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, and other stuff conversation. What an interesting one it is in New York. Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. I told you this yesterday. I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not going to just shove him aside. Justin Fields.
Well, the way you brag about Zach Wilson, though, it's like Justin Fields jet has like scrambled off the runway.
Well, listen, I got to.
We are not clear for
takeoff. I've got to vet this stuff out before April. Nobody said I had to make a pick. I was in love with Fields.
You were.
And I still am not, again, totally. But now this is a couple of samples. What did I tell you the time he threw the 3 picks against Indiana? I was like, listen, man, it's one game. It's not going to change my mind. Well, now it's 2 games.
Well, technically it's 3 games because from the playoff game from last year, depending how he played.
Yeah. So. But I just think now you have a little bit, there's more resume saying, wait a minute now. There's more tape saying, wait a minute. That gives you pause. And then I see, again, I don't think Coastal Carolina's game for Zach Wilson was as alarming as other people do. I actually think he made some big throws in that game. Yeah, they didn't win. That game was thrown together on a whim.
Yeah.
And then you look at yesterday. Listen, I don't know if we should put too much stock into beating UCF and running up and down the field on them. Their defense isn't very good. But, again, it's what it looks like. It's not the numbers. It's what it looks like. And he's a fun player. We already knew that. I told you my favorite play from the Coastal Carolina game, they got stopped at the 1. He just rifled that thing in there. And, listen, he had to go make a play, but there was no doubt. It's like, I'm going to stick this in there. Mm-hmm. And I just see doubt in Fields' mind. So that's the thing that's got me off. Like him in the pocket, it's almost like I see him thinking. It's kind of like the way we talk about Gardner Minshew right now. It's just like, where is that swag, the confidence? Where is this, all right, I'm going to just go do this and make it happen. I don't see it with Gardner. Mm-hmm. That was part of our discussion yesterday. It's like, what happened to him? And so I think all of that together and obviously what transpired on Sunday now has me like, all right. I believe Justin Fields and Zach Wilson are going to be pretty good quarterbacks in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I believe it. Mm-hmm. I don't know it, but I believe it. I also think their floor and bustability is more than Trevor Lawrence's. So maybe that's why I'm a little bit more excited about Lawrence, because I don't think his floor is very low. I think his floor is, if he's at his worst and it's still healthy, but at his worst in the NFL, I think he's going to be a good quarterback in the league.
But are you worried about Zach Wilson, though? Because he's at the most he's not like Justin Fields in terms of mobility. Like, Zach Wilson's a little more of a traditional
Well, he can move
pocket.
a bit.
He can, but I'm saying in terms of Justin Fields, he's not in the same category.
Yeah, I feel like
Or
the
even Trevor
difference,
Lawrence.
and even Trevor Lawrence. I don't see that as much with Wilson as maybe you're talking. I think he does move. Now, some of that might be competition. I think the bigger thing is his ability. Like, Justin Fields impressed me with the way he shakes off tacklers. And I'm not talking in the open field. I'm saying in the backfield. Like, when a rusher's coming at him and coming at his legs, he usually sheds that first one. Now, what does he do after? I don't know. But I noticed that more I watch him.
Yeah.
And I just think he's a big body, strong leg guy where it's like kind of like Andrew Luck. Remember? Andrew Luck didn't wow you with his running ability. He could run, but he also was hard to bring down.
Yeah.
And I feel like Fields gives you that, probably even more than Lawrence, and definitely more than Wilson, to your point.
Yeah, Wilson had, I think, let's see, this past year, I think counting the last game as well, he had 65 rushes. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, his first
suitable.
touchdown yesterday was a pretty nice run.
Yeah.
Again, it's UCF's defense, so
Yeah.
it's fair. I don't know what. Again, how does this all look in the NFL? Is a fair question. I just think they were good quarterbacks. Listen, I also could make the case. I don't think I like Kyle Trask and Mac Jones in the NFL as much as these guys because I don't think they move. I think they are more the statue guy back there, and I think that's problematic. Now, they can have good pocket presence, and that can help you out. But I do think in this day and age of football, you've got to have the ability to run for 40 or 50 yards. And I don't think those guys have that. I don't think they're that guy. And so that concerns me. But I do think they're going to be pretty good quarterbacks in the NFL. I think it's going to be a heck of a quarterback class. It's all situational, but I do think it's going to be a heck of a quarterback class. Right now we'll just keep with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the spot we're in.
Strike while the iron's hot.
So anyway, I guess this is the obligatory last show of the before Christmas. Not the last show of the year. We'll do a couple shows next week. But did you get your Christmas shopping done?
All done.
Do you
all done.
Go Christmas shopping?
No, I mean, I click online.
You do? You're an onliner.
Mission accomplished.
Really?
What kind of glutton for punishment would I be if I go to the town center right now and try to find a parking spot and get all my Christmas items picked up? There's no way. I'm not that crazy, Brent. I'm crazy, man, but I'm not that crazy.
I believe, I have to shout out to Steph because she has executed Christmas the best she's ever done it.
Nice.
I've known her for 25 years, been married to her for 20 years, and this is the best execution of Christmas for Steph.
Okay.
No doubt. Now, and maybe it's Amazon, maybe it's the pandemic.
I mean, was there some kind of discrepancies at home where maybe the head coach was saying, "Hey, we have to pick things up a little bit here. Not acceptable."
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No, I can't take any credit.
Okay. I'm not calling you the head coach either. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Maybe she did. Maybe she gave herself a pep talk.
Yeah. There you go.
But she has executed to really, really well. This is usually a stressful time for some, right?
Yeah.
I don't have this. I don't have that. Our nieces and nephews, people. No, it's locked up. It's pretty locked up. Now, the bad news is I don't have anything for her.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steph. But she's cool with that.
At least you put it out there from the airwaves for her.
Where does it rank you on the bad husband list? If you don't go all out on Christmas
for your wife? See, we're in the same boat, but I think we're in kind of a different lake though, because what me and my wife will do, we splurge, but it's on an experience, right? It's we can both enjoy it.
Okay.
It's not like I'm going to buy my wife clothes or she's going to buy me. We literally just hey, we should do this year or we should go here. Now, in the past, it's been music festivals and things like that. Well, with COVID-19, those are out of the window. So we're still kind of waiting to see what would be a cool thing to do. But that's what we do for our Christmas, presents to each other. We give each other memories, let's just say.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't think I will say this if I have absolutely nothing for Steph, she wouldn't care.
That's a real one right there, Brent.
It is.
That's a real one right there.
That's not me assuming.
Yeah.
That I know that.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I can say about Steph.
I think the kids are calling that your ride or die, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now listen, my kids are now they're going to be 16 years old.
Yeah.
It's about damn time they help out. I mean, I text Kaylee yesterday. I was like, hey, you got any ideas for mom yet?
Yeah.
We've had this discussion a little bit. She's like, no. Do you? I'm like, no, I've been working. You've been sitting on the couch watching YouTube.
Yeah.
So how about get some ideas?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, no, I'm over at my friends. I was like, oh, well, then you're busy.
Hey.
Don't do anything. Well,
Pardon
then
me.
Stop the car. You're
Pardon
busy.
me. Yeah. So
Get her
sorry
the-
for the inconvenience.
Get her the apparently really popular Gotta Go Flamingo.
That might be a good idea. Can it get here quick?
His
Probably
wife
not.
or his daughter or both? Yeah, just make it a whole family affair.
Kuz, you are in a different stage of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is important. You're about to get
You gotta
married in
produce.
April.
You got to produce.
You should not be like. I really believe like if I don't come up big at Christmas for Steph, like we're not getting divorced over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might not get married over it. So
Better
that's
believe
how
it.
it happens.
I don't want to brag.
Better
but like,
sell that Xbox real quick too.
I don't want to brag, but I knocked it out of the park this year. Now the
Really?
presents aren't going to get here on time.
What
But I still knocked it out of the park.
Hey, then you did knock it out of the park.
What is Christmas a moving target?
That's a fielder's choice where I come from, man. If it's not there underneath the Christmas tree on Christmas Day or on Christmas morning,
Well, so
nope.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap a present with a picture of what I got her, the size of what it would have been. So
You're like
she'll
the
still
old
have that
IOU.
excitement.
Yeah.
The old IOU.
You're basically giving it an IOU.
But it's already on the way. Like I ordered it 2 weeks ago, and they
Here
told
come
me
the
it was going to
hey,
be here
here
on
come
time.
the excuses.
Well, listen, hey, you gotta transfer blame sometimes.
Here come the excuses.
No,
Post
it's
office has been busy.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, they've been dropping Amazon out of the sky at my house. I can tell you that.
On the drones.
I mean, every time I've come home, I mean, nope, there better not be any porch pirates.
Kuz, can you tell us what you got her, or is she listening?
No,
She's
don't
not
say it.
listening.
Don't
okay.
say it.
Well, okay.
Well, she could be listening.
No, so the
She's
one thing.
probably not
She's not
listening, but she
listening.
No,
could
she's
be
definitely
listening.
not.
Yeah, she's not
She'll
listening.
go back if you tweet.
You're giving her
I've
too much
noticed
credit.
the only time she goes and looks is if Brent tweets
Okay.
that I was involved in a conversation about her. She'll
Of
go back and
course.
listen.
Oh, what the
Yeah.
hell, Nicole?
No
I
one
mean,
cares
we're
about you,
entertaining
man.
3 hours a freaking day. Can you listen to us more?
Brent wants that TPC upgrade.
Yeah.
That's all he's in it for.
No, I got her a ring box, right? And
Okay.
it's got a custom-made ring box that actually will play our wedding song that we will dance to when she
Nice.
opens it.
What's the song?
Falling Like the Stars, James Arthur.
Did Imagine Dragons do a remix of that one?
They might have, yeah.
I think so. I think that sounds familiar. No, that's awesome. That's nice. That's great, actually.
There's a lot of stress in Christmas. I will say this is a little bit more stressful because I don't like to do the shopping online, to be honest.
No?
with you. No.
Why?
Well, because
You like convenience?
I mean, the town center's right here, man. I mean,
Brent, have you been to the town center lately?
I did. I was
just
there
drove
last
by
night.
there. How chaotic is it?
it wasn't too bad.
Really?
But the reason why it's not too bad is because
It's
it's
like
not
COVID.
open. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
open ever. Like, stores, I was over there at 7:45 or, going on 8 o'clock, going to try to get in some stores, and some of them are closed. Now, some stayed open till like 9.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, that's not my style. Like, I'm not a 2 in the afternoon guy shopping. Like, I need
Yeah.
that 7 to 10 window,
Yeah.
on between shows. And they just don't have that this year. Like, you go over on a Sunday night, it's like 5 o'clock, gone, done,
Huh.
So, but it was hopping last night at the town center, but not normal. Like, even today, on a normal Christmas week, we get off that exit, the exit we get off,
Of course.
and that thing's backed up going to the town center. Wasn't today for me. I don't know if it was for you.
No, well, actually, I came from the opposite direction today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had to make a stop.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I was thinking today, I was like, man, it's usually like way backed up
Sure.
here. And it's not. I mean,
Okay.
there's just not, I'm sure, listen, if you're at the town center right now, it's probably crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah.
will be probably tomorrow too. But it's not as crazy as it usually is.
Okay.
Just because of everything, I think.
Okay.
And because I think people weren't sure of what was going to be open, when it was going to be open, if they could get there. And so they probably did more online shopping.
Yeah.
I got to believe online shopping is,
I mean,
like, through the roof.
That doesn't take away from the gift, though, right? Like, does it mean
Nah.
extra when you go get the gift?
nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Listen,
It's not like
if
I care,
If it
but-
means extra going to get the gift
This-
than it does online,
Yeah,
divorce whoever it is now anyway.
But there's
All right? I mean, that's not going to work out.
Well, hey, go ahead, Kuz, and then I got to. I got some
I
mad
have
to
a
that.
little bit of a dilemma with our work. Our boss, right? I got an email saying like, "Hey, thanks for all your hard work. Here's a gift card to Amazon." And it was from Amazon because I guess you can sign up and it'll send. So I was like, "Oh, cool." The problem is we took those phishing email classes like 2 weeks ago. So part of me thinks it's a trick.
Oh, no, it's not a trick.
scam.
It's the real thing. Because I did it. Because I got one of those too.
You weren't concerned
those
about the
classes
scam.
didn't do
No.
anything.
You said,
well,
gift card, I'm in.
yeah, I put it to Amazon account, and then all of a sudden my wife bought a bunch of organic drinks. So I was like, well, I was going to use those for my supplements, but we're good to go.
No more
So-
sage.
No more sage.
So you didn't go through the awkward situation of me emailing my boss saying, hey, just wanted to make sure you actually got this for me.
Nope.
Because I don't want to click on this and expose everybody's emails and passwords.
Nope, not at all.
Interesting. Well, go spend it.
But I was going to say,
$25, yeah.
have you ever encountered the situation where your significant other would go like, I'm not going to get you anything, like this year, like, hey, let's not get anything.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden they come out with something at the very last second.
Yeah, because you don't
and it's like
know
a giant
like,
surprise.
if they're going to get something.
Yeah, no, like, let's not play that game anymore.
That's why
Right.
you got to hide a gift in the house just in case.
I like that
It's a good
idea.
call. That's a
I
good
like
call.
that idea.
Always have a
Cool.
gift hidden
For
in
a
the
young
house.
fella,
just
that's
kind
a
of have a
veteran
go-to
move.
gift.
That's
Have
a
a
very
go-to
good move.
gift.
Well, that's what the printer's for. That's when you
Seasoned.
use the IOU.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
You're-
if the store's shut down tomorrow and I don't get there, the
Yeah.
IOU is coming in handy. Like the
Yeah.
printer, I hope it has ink in it.
yeah.
Like that's when you have to come up big with that.
Oh man.
So the travails of Christmas.
Good stuff.
It's a lot of fun. So I hope everybody has a good Christmas out there and is doing well. I'm telling you, does this week feel like a playoff week? Do these last two games feel like playoff games?
Yeah. For sure.
Like, here's the thing. The ratings of the last two games on TV have not been good. Okay?
Okay.
Just telling you, not
Like,
been good.
not good this year or not good like in a whole?
No, like this year's ratings actually, I think, have been pretty good overall. But I'm talking here in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
And even when they were stinking it up and stuff and not winning, I was like, wow, their ratings still pretty good. Well, the last 2 weeks, I even tweeted it out, I think, last week, were some of the lowest I've seen. And I think it was the low, not this week was a little bit higher, but the last one, it was against Tennessee.
Yeah.
That was like the lowest since 2016. Okay? So people are like, I'm going Christmas shopping rather than watch this.
Yeah.
Essentially.
But by the
I
way,
believe, even though the Jags have
yeah.
lost 13 in a row, and Chicago's not the most exciting team in the world, I am really looking forward to seeing the numbers on Monday. I think people are going to be locked into this game.
Absolutely.
Like, especially the early part. You know, if it's like it was with Baltimore, right, and it's 26-0 at halftime, well, the overall number maybe isn't, but the early part, I'm interested. I could be wrong, but I'm going to check it out. And I think people are locked in. That's my point. Like, it won't be like a playoff game numbers, but you watch the numbers versus, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. The numbers the last two Sundays versus the numbers this Sunday, I guarantee you this Sunday is significantly higher.
I was going to ask you, and I never did. How was the attendance for the Titans game? Compared to like the beginning of the year, is it about the same?
I think it's about the same, and I think, and a lot of it might be the opposing teams. There were Titans jerseys in there. This is one thing I don't have a good feel of. Right, you can go up to about 17,000 tickets. I think they've announced at various stages from 12.5 to 15 something maybe, and maybe they even got to 17 with the Pittsburgh game. I think Chicago actually will be a game where people buy because Chicago does have obviously a pretty big following around the country. Not Pittsburgh-esque in my opinion, but I bet people go to the game. And now Chicago, it means something. Like you might have people from Orlando coming up if they're a Chicago Bears fan to come watch the game. So, but I just have not noticed the fan stuff. Like I can't tell you if, wow, this crowd was bigger than last crowd. We're talking about 12 to 15 to 17,000 people spread out over a 65,000 seat stadium. Sure. I have no pulse for that. Like I just, it's really hard for me to tell. It's just to me, it's a fruitless exercise this year because of the, if it could be filled to capacity and there were 30,000, it would be like, oh my gosh, right? Well, that's just not the case.
Well, I was wondering if people are still going to the games. Are they coming out? I mean, I was just
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can't answer it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure on that front. I asked a question yesterday, a poll question. We're going to get into this next, but I was stunned by some of the answers. And I wonder if they're doing this just to spite me.
Uh-oh.
Because they didn't like so a lot of people thought I was crazy or thought I was just really stirring the pot when I said, I believe they're going to hire a head coach before a GM in Jacksonville. I know they're interviewing GMs.
Yeah.
But I think they actually make a hire of a coach before they bring the GM on.
Okay.
I might be wrong.
Okay.
But I believe that's the plan.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's the way they're going. I think the NFL has showcased that a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I put the question out there, who is most important in the power structure, if you will.
I like it.
In a building.
I like it.
The head coach or the GM.
Yep.
I've got surprising results, in my opinion, from the poll question.
Okay.
And I want to ask you who've been in buildings.
Yeah.
And maybe which they should hire first.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We'll get into that next. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Shout out to Gravedigger on the Christmas sweater.
Where'd you get that from?
I've got it a couple years ago.
That's awesome.
Very nice, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Become a tradition.
I like it.
Nice job with the lights on the feed, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Christmas
Classy.
spirit for
Real classy.
Kuz is killing it already.
Yep.
He knows he's only got
He's got
a
to
couple
put in the
more hours
parking
of
lot.
work.
1 foot in the parking lot.
That's it.
Yep.
Go finish strong, baby. Finish strong. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A mild day today under partly sunny skies. Temperatures reach 70 to 75 inland, in the 60s at the beaches. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jacks from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Hurry, save up to 40% off store-wide through this Thursday. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. From commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Why call a professional if you're only going to get a half solution? That's my philosophy. You called me to truly fix your problems like, boom, fixed and fixed right. So when Griffin Service offered full-service drain clearing, I insisted we take that approach. And for drains, it's not really about busting the clog. Sure, we'll do that better than anyone. But honestly, most Jake with a snake chuck in a truck plumbers can bust a clog. Professional quality drain clearing is really about taking an out-of-control situation and putting you, the client, back in control. I'm talking about transparency, with upfront pricing and camera work included in the price, so you know that the problem was fixed and fixed right. Because on the off chance you've got a bigger problem than clog busting can solve, you'll want to know you're dealing with a plumber you can trust, who has all the equipment to fix problems properly and guarantee the work. So call the plumbers to do it right at
GriffinService.com.
License number 1250697.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jacks Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The golf club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the golf club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the golf club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY. No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
They actually shouldn't have never benched Mitch Trubisky when he was 3-0. You probably would have put yourself in a much better place right now today.
Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, your smart speaker, or on ESPN News.
Austin Lane.
The beer that made Milwaukee famous. Giannis Antetokounmpo, big sign, the deer that made Milwaukee famous.
Brent Martineau.
I can buy that.
Yeah, okay. That's all I'm throwing out there.
I can definitely buy that.
Hashtag and trademark. So if somebody try to steal it, I'm suing you.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
I think we gotta be really good with our protection IDs. Have the guys go in the right, sending the line the right way. I think we need to do stuff to get the ball out of our hands quick, and we just gotta be consistent against them. I think the thing they're gonna try to force you to do is take those long drives, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plays, and they're going to bet that you're not going to be consistent enough to do it against them, and I think that's a challenge.
That is Gardner Minshew, and, from that standpoint, if you can execute the way you did, that would be like week one, or the way you want to. But it's hard to do again. Chicago's defense is good, but they haven't been great. They feel like they should be better.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And it's an open competition for the job on Sunday.
Yeah.
So Doug Marrone is going to utilize these practice days as basically tryout days to see who his starting quarterback should be. Mm-hmm. What does that tell you? What does that mean?
That there's an open competition.
Odd. Isn't that odd? That's odd in the NFL, right? Usually by Wednesday, we know who the starting quarterback is.
Without a doubt. Absolutely. If we're being wholeheartedly honest right now, and this is just my opinion, and you want to break down Gardner Minshew and Mike Glennon, there is one big discrepancy between these two. Now, both these guys have had seasons, okay? But Gardner Minshew, in my opinion, has a lot more to gain and a lot more to lose from these next two games than Mike Glennon does. What do I mean by that? Gardner Minshew, with all due respect, to the fan base, I don't think Gardner Minshew really cares about Trevor Lawrence, right? Because I think Gardner Minshew is in this, for Gardner Minshew, which, if you're a player, you probably should be. So in terms of who's going to study more, who's going to try to play their heart out maybe a little more to say, you know what, forget this whole narrative, I'm going to mess it up, I think advantage Gardner Minshew. Not to diss on Mike Glennon at all, but let's be honest, we're not sure if Mike Glennon's going to be here next year. We're pretty positive that Gardner Minshew will be here next year. So I think in terms of trying to rally the team, trying to win a game, trying to put his heart and soul on the line, that's advantage Minshew. And I guess it comes down to the question, if you're Doug Marrone, if you're the front office, if you're management, do you want that guy out there on the field or not?
Yeah, this is interesting because I think you can look at it two different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think, first of all, I think it's important for us to say we believe Minshew gives them the best chance to win. Do you still believe that?
I still stand by that, yes. Okay.
I do too. By the way, I think I noted this yesterday on the show, and I'm not here to, this isn't a defense of Minshew, but as ugly as that game looked at times, he still had 120 quarterback rating in that game, which is odd. Like, I feel like he probably should have thrown a pick along the way. He did fumble the ball. That doesn't count against your rating. Took some sacks, but some of the throws looked off. And I mean, I felt like he was inaccurate that game. At the same time, he was 22 of 29 for 2 touchdowns. So, and again, this isn't any like, wow, look what he did. Just like, that's amazing that he had a 120 rating. So numbers are weird because that eye test didn't look like that. That being said, if I was going to win a game on Sunday, Gardner Minshew's my guy. I've been saying that consistently for 6 weeks. He gives you the best chance to win, in my opinion. So I see two different things going on here. and I don't know which one it is. And I think you can make the case it's either or. Yes, Gardner Minshew gives us the best chance to win. Mike Glennon probably doesn't. So we're going to play Glennon potentially if he has a couple of good practices. We're going to make it fair. We're going to put it out there as a competition, and we're going to say, all right, who looks better? And we're going to maybe name Glennon the guy and just throw him out there, and hopefully he does what he's done his entire career and not win many games. So you could make that argument. I think you could also make the argument, Doug Marrone's sitting here and saying, and this coaching staff is sitting here and saying, hey, you know what? We had 2 games left. We're done. I'm doing this my way. Like, much like when you saw Doug kind of separate from Coughlin, and he was like, listen, we might all be out of here at the end of the year. I'm doing it my way. Much like when he came back this year and Dave Caldwell and him said, hey, we're cleaning up this locker room. We might not have the best roster, but I'm going to enjoy coaching these guys. Like, that's kind of the feeling I got from Doug Marrone. Like, yeah, we could keep some of this or this or this and maybe even have a better player here or there or Fournette and whatever, keep them just in case. No, I'm going to enjoy this. Even if we lose, I'm going to enjoy it. I still think we can win 6-7 games. I don't think he thought at the time they're going to be a 1-win team, but I just feel like that's stuck. Well, same thing here. Like, listen, I got 2 games to go. Or this might be Jay Gruden, by the way. It might not be Doug. It might be the coaching staff. Say, you know what? This stuff with Minshew all year, and maybe it's deeper than we even know.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Glenn a chance. You know, I mean,
True,
is there anything like that says, hey, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm not necessarily going to name him, but I'm going to give him a chance to play in these last 2 games because the trust factor, Minshew, whatever, hasn't earned that in my eyes as the coaching staff.
No, I get the trust factor, and I'm sure there's still some bad blood there. But at the same time, it's your job to win football games. Like, I don't think Doug Marrone has strayed away from that. Like, I think Doug Marrone's going to go out there and still try to win, in my opinion. Now, we'll see if Mike Glennon's out there, then maybe the whole narrative changes. But if the case is that you want to win football games and for your next job that you want to have something to put on your resume to say, hey, I know we had a bad team this year, but look how we finished. We still played tough. Then you put Gardner Minshew out there. Like, you bury the animosity and the drama. You have to, because not every team's going to be all hunky-dory, all kumbaya. We all get along. There's going to be egos. There's going to be some unevenness, and that's fine. The most important part, I think, if you're Doug Marrone is, can I win this football game or not?
If I told you Doug Marrone would come back as the head coach, only if he loses these 2 games, would you say, all right, I'm in?
No. Absolutely not. No, I mean, listen, nothing against Doug Marrone. I think he's I think he's got a great personality. I've never really talked to him a lot, but just from what I gauge at press conferences and kind of what I hear about him, seems like a pretty stand-up guy. Seems like a pretty I feel like we get along, man, because he's kind of like that East Coast guy that's like, and I said this like the very first month I was on the show. He's got like a defensive kind of mentality and a defensive demeanor. And when I say defensive, I mean like on the defensive side of the ball. But he's an offensive guy, right? So I got respect for Doug Marrone, but your resume, your record, it speaks something different, right? I mean, when I forgot what his winning percentage is right now.
Not good.
But it's not good, right? Like, there's second-year coaches that get fired with that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, really, if you take his last 3 years now, and you compile that up, it's really not good. I mean, it's starting to look like Gus Bradley's record over like a similar 3-year plan, 3-year time period. The difference, and by the way, this is a huge difference, and I never dismiss this. I never just, oh, by the way, this. Went to the AFC Championship game in 2017. And that stands out. So that was significantly different. And although if you wanted to be a super big critic of Marrone, one would say, well, that had the handprints of Tom Coughlin on it. And it's like, okay, well, so only when they won it had the handprints of Tom Coughlin on it, but when they lose, it was Marrone's. Like, you can't make that statement. And I've said this a lot. I mean, Doug Marrone probably never has received enough credit for what he did in 2017. Everybody thought it was Coughlin pushing the buttons. And I was told multiple times, he's not getting enough love here. He's not getting enough credit here. And so he did a good job that season. Did a good job leading into 18, and then obviously it all fell apart, and injuries and all the rest. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of people in town that actually view Doug as a decent coach. Like, not a great coach, but not a terrible coach. A decent coach that's got a roster that's not very good. But you got to remember, he helped sign up for this roster. It's not very good.
Yeah.
And I do think hasn't handled the quarterback situations well during his tenure here. And that's not to say he didn't have good intent. It just hasn't worked out that he's handled them well. So a lot of this is on Doug Marrone.
So this is interesting. The coaches right now that have a worse winning percentage than Doug Marrone, Vic Fangio, Adam Gase, Raheem Morris, who obviously is taking over this year for the Falcons, Joe Judge, Romeo Crennel, who's taken over, obviously, Darrell Bevell, who's taken over once again, Matt Patricia, Matt Rule, and Zach Taylor. So what do those all have in common? They're either first or second year guys, and then you have Doug Marrone, who's on his fourth year.
Yeah. Listen, it's really not good as you look at it, and it's almost like it's gone down. That's the problem. It hasn't gone up. It's gone backwards.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I think you're playing these games a little bit like, would you do it? Well, here's the thing. If it meant getting the franchise QB, and like that's all I had. Like if you're giving me two scenarios, you say, hey, Doug Marrone stays, but he wins one of these games, but then he gets fired. Like right now, he's going to get fired at the end of the year, but he's going to win one of these games.
Okay.
And cost you Trevor Lawrence. Or he loses both these games, but he comes back and you have Trevor Lawrence. Just as like a fun scenario, I would say, okay, see you next year, Doug.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you aren't going to lose Trevor Lawrence, so then you do what you got to do.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. So, interesting. I think we have Steven hanging on the line. I got a question, and I did a poll question. Who has the most power in the structure? Like, who's got the control? Who should have it in an NFL building? GM, head coach.
Yeah.
We got like 500 votes on it, man, and it's leaning toward GM. I'm a little surprised by that. Let's get Steven in on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Hey, man, Merry Christmas. I hope you're doing well. And what do you think on that question? You think the GM has more control in a building in the NFL or head coach?
Well, I mean, technically the GM, I believe, but the one thing we haven't had in Jacksonville is communication between the GM and head coach. So that would probably be a start for one. But my question for you guys is, we've had 3 interviews for the GM in Louis Riddick and Trent Baalke, who's the interim. But we've also had Rick Smith, who was the former GM of the Houston Texans before taking a leave of absence in 2017. What would you think? Because, I mean, he is AFC South. I mean, he picked J.J. Watt, Deshaun Watson, I believe DeAndre Hopkins as well, if I'm not mistaken. But it seems like he has success in some of his picks.
Okay, so are you asking us, do we like Rick Smith?
Well, who do you think would best out of your choices for those 3?
Okay, I appreciate it, man.
I'm just giving my point on Rick Smith.
Yeah, I got you. Happy holidays. That's Steven. Here's the deal. First of all, I think we have to be very careful. There's been reports that those 3 candidates have interviewed.
Yeah.
Reports.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you this. I'm not willing to confirm all 3 of those have interviewed and are interviewing. Mm-hmm. So, but let's just take it at the face value and of the Rick Smith question versus, I think, the Louis Riddick question.
Yeah.
I don't. The more I talk about, the more I look at it. It's not because of the tweets that people send me, believe it or not. I think we had the conversation yesterday. I think being out of the game, I don't know if I like taking a chance on that for Louis Riddick. I'm less comfortable with that. I also look at Rick Smith, and I think you're right. I think some of the picks that he was involved in, some of the good things, and by the way, if you're involved in the good things, you're also involved in some of the bad things that happen in an organization, and people want to point out the good to shape a narrative. Mm-hmm. But I don't think Rick Smith's all that bad. I caution the relationship ended up being what it ended up being, or what it was, or how it all got undermined with Bill O'Brien. But maybe that was all on Bill O'Brien, or at least a lot on Bill O'Brien. And we read a recent article about the Houston organization, and there was a lot of stuff going on there. So I'm not willing to just put it all on Rick Smith. And if you dive into that more, and if you're in the interview process and you talk to more people and like, listen, he was kind of just stuck in the middle of this. Well, then I think that's a reasonable guy to bring in here as the GM. I think that track record showcases that. I mean, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, and I've been very upfront and honest with you. I don't think we in the media have a great feel for GMs. Like, I can't say, like, if you ask me the same question about Urban Meyer or, Dabo Swinney, I'll give you a take. Like, I'll tell you which guy I'd rather prefer. I just don't know enough about these guys. Like, I don't know Rick Smith very well. I can see some of the track record. That's fine. So, if they trust, when it comes to the GM, if the Jags are going to hire the GM first, well, then you kind of have to trust their interview process and what they vet on the guy, because we're not going to be privy to that stuff.
Yeah. Listen, you're right. I mean, you can say he drafted Clowney. You can say that he drafted Deshaun Watson, but then I can also point to some guys in mid-rounds to later rounds that didn't work out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I mean, like, we can go and pull receipts all day. The one caveat, and listen, I don't know him, right? Like, I don't know anything about the dude, all right? I mean, I know he's the GM of Houston Texans, but I do know this, though. I do know that Bill O'Brien, for the most part, ran that organization to the ground.
Yeah.
Okay?
Especially recently.
Yeah. Now, it's Smith, right?
Yeah, Rick Smith.
Yeah. Smith was still the GM, though, right? That was his title.
Well, not all the way to the end.
That's
of
the thing. Yeah, but he was still in talking with that, right?
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is, I would like to think that he spent just the same amount of time talking to the owner that Bill O'Brien does. Now, yes, Bill O'Brien's title is a lot longer than Smith's was, but still. So when it's on the docket that you're going to trade your best player or second best player, depending how you look at it, in DeAndre Hopkins to Arizona for a second-round pick and David Johnson, if I'm Rick Smith, I'm banging my hands on the table saying
he
no.
wasn't in for that.
No, but
I'm saying he wasn't even in the building
I got
for
you.
that.
Okay,
he wasn't even in the building for that.
So
the dismantling of Houston.
Yeah.
Sorry, I misunderstood you.
Yeah.
The dismantling of Houston, he wasn't involved.
He was gone from
by that time, Bill O'Brien was running the show.
Okay.
And whatever this Easterby and all that kind of that stuff took over, right?
Okay. Yep.
So, he was actually out, I think, 2017 or 18.
Okay, scratch that then.
He had moved all the way up to executive vice president of football operations and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't. That's why people point to the Watt and the Watson and the.
No, listen, J.J. Watt obviously was a genius first-round pick.
Yeah. So again, but I don't think you're wrong in what you said, and that is, hey, this guy could also have picked 5 bad picks in a row from round 2 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes with the guys. I don't think I would rather have. If you're asking me who would rather have, based off the little I know about GMs, I'd rather go Rick Smith than Louis Riddick.
Yeah,
that's what I'd rather do.
Yeah.
But if I had those two guys that I'm picking from, which was what Steven was asking, I think I'd rather do that. I want to get into this a little bit more, and I asked the question. But you were in the locker room, when you're a player or you're in the building. And I keep using this. Like, who's the compass of the organization? Who's the figurehead?
Yeah.
Again, like you walk in, if you're a player, or if you're really anybody that walks in the New England Patriots facility, the first thing you ask or look around is like, where's Bill Belichick? Where's Bill Belichick? You don't do that with the GM. You don't even probably know the GM's name. They might be qualified and very good over the years, but you don't know. When you walked in this building in Jacksonville, in 17, you're like, where's Tom Coughlin? I hope I'm not late. Is my collar up? Do I have khaki pants on?
Yeah.
Can I walk down this hallway?
Wait,
you did that.
You had to wear khaki pants?
Well, I think employees did.
Oh, dang. Ugh.
Or some of them.
That sucks.
Yeah. So, but that's my point. Like, you know that. So when I walk in this building in 2021, if we're allowed, where am I going to say, wow, where's Ed Dodds, the GM?
Yeah.
Or am I going to say, oh, where's Robert Saleh, the new head coach? Or where's Urban Meyer, right? Or Arthur Smith? Or I don't know. Like, what do you need that? Do you need to feel that in the building? Because quite frankly, you didn't feel that with Gus or Dave. You didn't feel that. You felt it with Tom.
Yep.
And right now, I wouldn't say you felt it with Doug or Dave.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have to feel it, but I'm wondering with this next hire, will we feel it?
Yeah.
And that's my question. And that's why I say, hey, don't be surprised here if they go after a big head coach and they get that guy. well, he's going to say, I want to work with this guy as a GM. It's not going to go opposite.
So what you're saying right now is that the head coach is more important than the GM?
I believe so. We'll talk about it next on ESPN 690.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Welcome into the show, a name you know. If you've been listening and watching ESPN for a long time, I know you know him. We're going to call him one of the forefathers, if you will, of sports radio, Mike Greenberg.
Thank you. Forefathers is an interesting, that's fascinating. Every day as I talk to more people, I get older and older. So that's kind of funny.
Listen weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. in your car or stream them. ESPN690.com.
Boss, have you heard the latest about the ding-dong doorbell cameras?
What, more employees spying on customers?
Nope.
Hackers again?
No, boss, this time they had to recall over 350,000 video doorbells.
Recall? What happened?
A bunch of them caught fire.
Whoa, unbelievable. It's one thing after another with them.
Yeah. Notice you never heard that with Safe Touch's video cameras?
Well, now you're just comparing a Bentley with a bumper car.
Exactly. I just don't understand why any homeowner wouldn't go with Safe Touch.
Yeah, their video monitoring's virtually hack-proof. Oh, and here's a bonus. Safe Touch cameras don't burst into flames.
No kidding.
It's just a good thing not everyone knows about Safe Touch, because we got to stick to the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah, don't gotta tell me twice.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Honda of the Avenues is Jacksonville's Honda Giant for good reason. The area's largest selection of new Hondas and quality pre-owned vehicles in one location, plus a fast, fair, and easy process in both sales and service. Honda of the Avenues is proud to announce the grand opening of our new service expansion for express services. We'll get you in, out, and back on the road fast. Our happy customers tell our story best. We are proud to have thousands of 5-star Google reviews. Find out for yourself why Honda of the Avenues is the Honda Giant. Online at hondaoftheavenues.com.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 43rd annual holiday sale now with 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. Monahan's has it all. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory. Monahan's has jewelry for every budget with interest-free financing. Enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
Free shipping is great. Free shipping no minimum, that's that Walmart Plus magic for your holiday. Get all your last-minute shopping done with free next-day or 2-day shipping on a huge selection of eligible items from Walmart.com. With no order minimum, free shipping means the freedom to click that order button to your heart's content. Just another added benefit to your membership. Maybe that's why they call it Walmart Plus. Start your 15-day free trial today at walmart.com/plus. See membership details, restrictions apply.
My NFL MVP is Russell Wilson halfway through the season. Plus, like Kyler Murray, has impressed me most. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Yeah, no, I did buy a house in Jacksonville. It doesn't do anything for that. You prepare the same way, going into each game, try to do your best, and then leave decisions up to the decision makers.
That was interesting. So he answered the question about, he did. He put it out there that he bought a house.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew, which is fine. Listen, he's under contract. This will be an off-season topic. I think he's going to be here. I think he's a backup QB in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. I kind of hope he's the backup QB in Jacksonville. I know what I got in him. I'm keeping Luton on the roster and seeing if he'll grow, and that's it. That's fine. Like I hope he is. Yeah. And settles in. It's been a weird year for him. I hope he bounces back for him. I'm a big Gardner Minshew fan still. Yeah. And I just don't know, I don't understand how this year is going to run you out of town when everybody in the building is already going to be run out of town, most likely. So it's a new set of eyes on you. And you have experience. Like, if I'm a coach coming in, I'm like, okay, this guy can play the game. He can win us a game or two. I mean, he's done enough stuff. Not prototypical guy I want, but who is as a backup? Not many. Not many. Let's get Kevin on the line. He's in Chicago, and go Bears!
What's up, guys? I just got to call and got to change up the subject, talk about my Bears for a little bit, because when it comes to Mitchell Trubisky, I feel like no one's done dirty more than Mitchell Trubisky. I listen to the morning radio over here, and put in Nick Foles. Nick Foles, get rid of this guy, Trubisky. Nick Foles, he's a proven winner. He can win. We saw him win. Yeah, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and we saw that. And Mitchell Trubisky, 2-0, he gets benched, completely throws his confidence off, messes up the entire season. There's only one explanation for what should be done in this offseason, and that is fire the coach, fire the offensive coordinator for messing up this season and pretty much just ruining your season by benching your franchise quarterback, Mitch Trubisky, because he's played really well. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
No, absolutely. And Kevin, I have one little follow-up question here. Do we still have him on the line or not? Kevin, I got to ask you, what are your thoughts about GM Ryan Pace? You want to see him gone too?
I want them all gone.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you're going to fire the coach, you better fire the GM as well. Thanks for calling.
So are you rooting for them to win Sunday then? You got a playoff spot on the line. If they win, guys like Trubisky probably has a chance to save his job, but so does Nagy and Pace and those guys.
I feel like they already blew it. They shouldn't even be in this situation. They should be a playoff team solidified, but they messed up playing hopping QBs, switching and swatching. It just really messed it up. So
let's leave it with this. How confident are you that Chicago's going to beat the Jags?
I definitely think they're going to beat them. I feel like the Jags are rebuilding. They're rebuilding. They need to. They got some work to do. No offense to all those Jacksonville fans out there.
Thanks. No. Hey, Kevin, we love you. Thank you. Happy holidays, man. I appreciate the call from Chicago, and it's an interesting, It's an interesting spot for Chicago this weekend.
Yeah.
And the fans, we think in Jacksonville, the fans are in an interesting spot here. Well, I think a lot of people feel the way Kevin does about Chicago.
Yeah.
Don't you think they feel like, hey, we're tired of, and I don't know if everybody will come to the defense of Trubisky the way Kevin did, but I think they want a refresh. Well, they're a win or two away from maybe not getting that refresh because they might save their jobs.
Yeah, so listen, I agree with Kevin here. I think Matt Nagy's done. I think Ryan Pace definitely has to be done because I don't have a lot of time here to talk. But if we go back to the history of Ryan Pace and the Chicago Bears, he was the guy who brought in Matt Nagy. He was the guy who took Kevin White at number 7. He was the guy who gave Mike Glennon a 3-year contract. He was the guy who traded up to get Mitchell Trubisky. He brought in John Fox. Now, yes, John Fox had one good year. I think he was 12-4 his first season, but since then, he has regressed, right? So to me, it's kind of like it falls like on a pyramid, right? It starts with Ryan Pace and it trickles down. I'm not completely baffled by Mitch Trubisky. He can still be, I think, a decent quarterback, but like Kevin was saying, you got to set him up for success. And right now, this team hasn't done that, and you see it again when you don't pay Allen Robinson a new contract.
Chris Thompson's supposed to join us next. We talked to the Jags running back about James Robinson on the way. No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Just in time for the holidays, make sure to stock up on your favorite Bud Light Seltzer variety, classic and remix packs this season. Also, look out for the new Ultra Organic Seltzer coming in January. Grab all the refreshing low-calorie flavors at Racetrack, Brookview Food Store, or Blanding Grocery. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, it's Brian Kilmeade for Phil Aiken Home Team Keller Williams Realty. I'm talking with Greg and Gary about their recent home sale. Why did you call Phil Aiken?
We called Phil Aiken because we had heard that his team will sell your house quickly and for more money than any of the other realtors in town.
Tell us what happened.
Phil Aiken and his A-team, they will make the process very easy. Sold in 4 days and got over asking price.
Well, that's great. So how did you think they were able to sell it so fast?
Because Phil has the buyers and they have the team that can get the job done quickly and stress-free.
What would you tell a friend who is looking for a real estate agent to sell their home?
Would I recommend Phil Aiken and the A-team? Absolutely.
Well, the results speak for themselves, right? Phil Aiken and his team have the systems and will even guarantee to sell your home in writing or buy it himself.
Yes, we got better results than we expected.
Thanks, Gary. Friends, hire the agent with the buyers looking to buy a home right now. Call Phil Aiken. Call 500-PHIL. That's 500-PHIL, or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program, and welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
The hardest part of any goal is oftentimes getting started. All month long, we're going to help you get started on the path for a happier you for free and without having to leave your home. If your business would like to get involved, visit GetStartedJags.com.
You'll never paint your house again. Call the Coating Man.
The only company with a true never paint your house again warranty, providing the most advanced protective paints and coatings on the market, guaranteed never to fade, chip, crack, or peel as long as you own your home. For a free estimate and to save up to 40% off, call 888-COAT-USA. That's 888-COAT-USA, or visit their showroom, 2000 Wells Road.
Call the Coating Man.
Guys, happy holidays from Prime Men's Medical Center. This has been a trying year, so we want to help you enjoy the holiday season. Suffering from ED or PE? Has Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra let you down? The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center can have you lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer in the bedroom. See results on first visit guaranteed, or consultation is free. Call 904-206-8105 now and start the new year off with a bang. Call Prime Men's Medical Center, 904-206-8105.
The radio in your dash is more than radio. That SiriusXM button is instant access to a world of exclusive entertainment, including ad-free music channels for every genre and decade. You can also hear your favorite sports, comedy, talk, and news. Plus, you can stream with the SiriusXM app on your phone and connected home devices. And there's never been a better time to listen. Subscribe now and get your first 12 months for $5 a month with a new Select subscription. Fees and taxes apply. Go to SiriusXM.com to learn more.
If you're driving less, you could be saving 50%. With pay-per-mile car insurance from Allstate, you can have control over your auto insurance costs by only paying for the miles you drive. Drive less, save 50% with Allstate. You've never been in better hands. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Pricing varies based on how you buy driving behaviors and includes a daily rate. Not applicable in California. Based on annual premium paid by Allstate Standard Auto customers versus Allstate pay per mile customers who drive an average of 4,000 miles a year. Savings vary subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates. Copyright 2020 Allstate Insurance Company.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
We want you to be part of the 690 Syndicate. We'd love to get all of you to help us this holiday season as we support the Ronald McDonald House in Jacksonville with their Deck the Doors campaign. You can help bring a smile to a family's face this holiday season. The 690 Syndicate has a donation page. Thank you for joining hands with the 690 Syndicate to make a difference here in Jacksonville.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The Rockets and the NBA are looking at video of James Harden partying at a club without a mask. He may have violated the league's COVID-19 protocols. His availability for tonight's season opener is in question. And ESPN's Vince Carter says Harden is also hurting his case for being traded.
Right now, I don't see Houston cooperating with them, particularly if they don't get anything of value that it comes close to what he brings to the table.
Meanwhile, three other Rockets players, including John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, have been sent home after the team had a positive COVID-19 test. Those players might not be available either for tonight's game against the Thunder. The dancing career of Steelers wideout Juju Smith-Schuster is now over, at least when it comes to dancing on other teams' logos. Smith-Schuster says he's stopping because his teammates and coaches are now being asked about it. Patriots quarterback coach Jed Fish is the new head coach at the University of Arizona. He takes over for Kevin Sumlin, who was fired.
Hey, this is Keyshawn Johnson, wishing you a happy and safe holiday season full of good food and family. Thank you for listening to Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin this past year and also in 2021.
The hardest part of any goal is oftentimes getting started. All month long, we're going to help you get started on the path for a happier you for free and without even leaving your home. If your business would like to get involved, visit GetStartedJax.com. That's GetStartedJax.com.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Damn, man, that's a bunch of new music up in here. Is this pentatonics or whatever?
Honestly, it's just generic, so kind of.
So it's probably pentatonics. Like, Brent, these aren't even instruments. These are people's voices right now.
They're incredible, aren't they?
Some would call them the best.
You said this time of year is okay for them, I thought.
Listen, I didn't say that. I said they come out this time of year.
Oh,
didn't
true.
say it was okay.
Okay. Well, tough. Deal with it. A little Christmas music.
I am. This is what I'm doing right now. This is me dealing with it.
Brett Martineau, along with former Jags player Austin Lane, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Glad to have you along here on a Wednesday, which is essentially like a Friday, Christmas Eve. Christmas will be off the next couple of days, and we're talking about a lot of different things. And one of the things I think that's got lost this week is James Robinson not making the Pro Bowl. We discussed it a bit, and I just think it stinks because the guy's been so good for the Jags this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an incredible story, and I think James Robinson, it probably means something to him, but he's a humble guy as well, so I don't know if it even bothers him as much as it bothers us, although players get mad about it because Ryan Tannehill, I saw him in the press up in Nashville say, I was a little mad about it on Monday night, then I moved on. You know?
I mean, let's listen. I think, and we're going to talk to somebody here in a second that can tell us more, but I think James Robinson is a very humble individual and a quiet guy, right? But he still should be disappointed because at the end of the day, regardless of your personality type, it's all about respect, right? And when you make the Pro Bowl, a lot of that is saying with the media and obviously your peers of other players around the league that you've earned their respect. So when James Robinson gets snubbed a little bit, to me, that's a little disrespectful.
Yeah, and I think that's the way our next guest saw it as well. Jaguars running back Chris Thompson joins us here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Chris, thanks for taking some time, man. I know it's been kind of a topsy-turvy season for everyone in the organization, and especially you, and ending up on IR. But you've been very vocal on social media. First of all, happy holidays. Hope you and the family are doing well.
Same to you. Thank you. Everybody's doing good, man.
Good. I think the last time, by the way, we talked to you, I believe you had just had a new baby. How's the baby doing?
Yep. Man, she's doing good. She started walking pretty early, at like 10 months, and now she's kind of at that stage where she's trying to run, and she can't even move that fast. But it's been great, man. She got a birthday coming up on the 30th, so just getting ready for that and on top of Christmas, but everything's been cool.
Awesome. Have fun with that. Always puts it in perspective, and happy birthday to her. All right, you tweeted just the other day, James didn't make the Pro Bowl, and I don't know what needs to be done. That's beyond getting snubbed. 4th in the league in scrimmage yards. Y'all suck, whoever y'all are. That's not right. I don't care what anybody says. I'm hurt, bro. That's life-changing, and you got robbed. You went on to say you all don't understand how life-changing making a Pro Bowl is for guys. We appreciate you coming on and talking about this. Why did you feel the need to go on social media? And by the way, you haven't stopped, which I appreciate. I like that.
He's consistent.
Yeah, you're consistent. And why are you almost hurt by the snub of James Robinson?
I think for him, like it was said before, it's a respect thing, and I felt like that was a bit disrespectful. Like, he's this guy undrafted, 4th in the league in scrimmage yardage. I think 2nd in the AFC behind Derrick Henry. He deserves it. This is a guy that didn't get drafted because he wasn't fast enough, because he didn't have good vision, and a bunch of other things that were said about him, and he comes in and proves that he's among the best in his rookie year. And he's one of those guys, like, he came in just quiet, just doesn't say much, and just comes in, does his work every single day. And he's one of those guys, his attitude stays the same all the time. Whether you make him mad, whether you make him happy, he stays the same. And he's one of those guys. He's not going to say anything about it, and just continue to go about his day like he does every single day. And he's very humble guy. And I just felt the need that he's one of my guys. I look at these guys like as my little brothers, and I try to help them or do whatever I can with them along the way while I'm with them, for if it's just one season or multiple seasons. Like, I want to help these guys out as much as I possibly can, and for a guy like that to have the success he's had, it hurt me, because he's done everything that you can ask of a rookie to do. He's done beyond that, but he was an undrafted guy. And, I know fans vote, obviously, coaches and players as well. The fans, they're going to vote for who they like. That's just reality of it. But then you got the players and coaches. Like, how doesn't he get voted as being one of the top 3 running backs when you're number 2 in your conference in yardage, and then you're 4th in the entire league in scrimmage yardage? That it doesn't make sense to me. And nobody's going to say anything. Obviously, Jags fans are going to be upset. But I felt the player needed to say something, and I'm going to say something about it, because I take it personal, too. It's not even me, but it bothers me. And, like, every single day it bothers me. And it's a life-changing deal. I'm sorry if y'all got any more questions, but
oh, no, you're good, man. You just keep going. Well, we're here.
Well, you've crafted some good tweets, too. James Robb in sin that's creative.
Well, no, Chris, I'll be honest, man. The way that you're speaking about the situation, it's refreshing, because it goes to show you the brotherhood and camaraderie that you find in an NFL locker room. And you're kind of peeling back the curtain of that a little bit. I remember back when I played in 2010, 11, and 12, you know, when we would vote for the Pro Bowl, I'll be honest with you, it was a crazy process where they would sit us down in one room and we were kind of all on the same page of, all right, we have to vote for this guy, so our guy gets in. We can't vote for this guy, you know? I'm like, we're not going to vote for our guys in our division. Do you still find that it's like that in these Pro Bowl, you know, voting situations, or do guys kind of have more of an individual take where you can kind of vote for whoever, or is it still kind of the whole team thing?
How it was, as far as I know. Now, this year may have been a little different, but in the past, it's been exactly how you said. We go in the room and everybody votes. From there, they give us a list, and you know, you vote on guys based off that list or whatever. But and that's how it goes. From as far as I know, this year they did send us a like a link. They text me a link or whatever, and maybe because I wasn't in the building to be able to vote or whatever. But that's it. And so like I said, so basically it's. If I remember correctly, if you played whatever conference you played in, you voted on those guys in your conference. So I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know. Well, that's one part that's kind of beyond me. And sometimes I get it because I'm the guy that will argue still with people to this day that Le'Veon Bell is one of the best running backs in the league. I'm that type guy. So I'll stick to my guns sometimes with certain guys. That's kind of how I am. So maybe that's what played a part where guys were like, man, this guy been doing it consistently for a couple years, whether 2, 3, 4, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to vote more for him than somebody else. But, I mean, I don't know.
No, I hear you, Chris, but I get what you're saying there, but the issue that I have with James Robinson not making it is that I understand he doesn't play on the most popular team here in Jacksonville, but you still can't deny the stats, right? No disrespect to Josh Jacobs, but James Robinson has him beat. So that's where my frustration goes. And then my frustration also stems from the fact that the fans do have a say. Now, I understand you want to get the fans involved, and that's great. But maybe you can kind of comment on this a little more. But I feel like anytime you make a Pro Bowl, that helps out a contract, you know, when you're trying to get a new one. Or even sometimes in contracts, there's escalators where, you know, you get a little bonus there. So it's almost like you have fans who are fans of these popular teams dictating how much money or how much bonus money these players are making, and that's not right in my opinion.
Yep, and I agree with you on that. That's the part that's frustrating, and I think something needs to be changed because fans are going to vote for their favorite players. There were probably people, if I posted something, that would have voted for me. They're going to vote for whoever their favorite player is. That's what it is. But I think it's not fair. You have to go off performance and numbers. If you're second in the league behind the guy that's number one in the league in scrimmage yard, or second in your conference behind the number one guy that's leading in scrimmage yard, it's you can't deny him not making the Pro Bowl. And then when I say it's life-changing, this guy was undrafted. I don't know. You know, there's levels of how much money you get when you're undrafted. Some guys are undrafted and get no signing bonus. Some, you know, maybe 10, maybe 5,000, something like that. But that changes James' life completely. There's things we had as far as player performance that kind of balances out your salary or whatever for undrafted guys and rookies and things like that end up playing more than expected, but you don't get that money now because of what's going on with COVID and this new CBA. He won't see that money for 4 more years.
Wait a second, Chris, I don't mean to cut you off right there, but you're saying that the player performance bonus that a player would get because of regarding how many games they start, of where they were drafted or not drafted, he will not see any of that money this year.
Yes, that's part of the new CBA that guys won't get their player performance for another, 3 or 4 years, 2023, I believe, or 2024. So you're talking about money that he would see in March. Usually he's not able to get that, which will be a whole lot of money for him because he was undrafted and he started and basically, I think, probably played more than 85% of the snaps this year.
Yeah.
So that's a huge bonus for him, but also like you're an undrafted Pro Bowl player. You're talking about now off the field money that he can be getting, or he would be getting, just because he has that Pro Bowl label behind him, and people like, oh well, he'll get his in the future. Yeah, that may be true, but every year he may not make the Pro Bowl. If he makes the Pro Bowl as a rookie, that carries on throughout his entire career. If he starts playing bad towards the end of his career, people are still going to be like, all right, well, he was a Pro Bowl guy, so there's some potential still there.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
I think about all the off-season stuff, the sponsorships and all of that kind of stuff that he missed out on being an undrafted guy that he could now get if he's a Pro Bowl player. That's a whole lot of money out of your pocket, which it's not fair.
Yeah.
And he's not going to say anything about it. He's just, it's whatever.
I think it's cool that you're sticking up for him, by the way, and sharing it and kind of being his agent on this and his marketing director. And I think it is. I think it says a lot about your relationship with him and you and also James and what he meant. And by the way, running back position, NFL, which stands for not for long, every year matters. All of these things matter. So we're with Chris Thompson, Jaguars running back. I don't want to keep you too much longer, but I do want to ask you this. You were in Washington with Adrian Peterson, and I'm not going to sit here and try to compare Adrian Peterson and James Robinson. That's not my question. But my question is, this guy has wowed us. This guy, to be honest with you, James Robinson, is the last few weeks has been the reason we want to watch and see what he does next. How did you know, did you see this in August? Did you know it would be this good? Or has he surprised you, too, with this constant production week in, week out as the workload got heavier and heavier? Because what people don't give him credit for is once you went down, too, there's nobody really behind him. Like, they're not giving the ball to anybody else. So how much did you know what good is? You watched Adrian Peterson. You've played in the league a while. Did you think he could be doing this back in August?
I honestly thought he was – I knew he was going to be good. I just thought because of, I guess his demeanor, which honestly works out for him now, being around him a lot longer. I thought he's going to be one of those guys. Like, he don't seem like it, he just goes about his day every day. Like, it's whatever. I'm out here playing football or whatever. He did things in camp that flashed, which is why all the coaches were, excited about him. But then again, they were like, he's a rookie, so we don't know if he's going to be able to handle this. And, I thought okay, he's going to have some good games, things like that. He even told me bro, I think he had a 40-inch vert. He's like, bro, I had a 40-inch vert. I like hurdling over guys. And I laughed at him. I was like, whatever, bro. You're way too big and too short to be hurdling over guys. Whatever. And then he gets in the game, and he's doing it, consistently. And I knew he could catch. I knew he could catch well, stuff like that. But just some of the catches he's making, these little one-hand snags and everything, It's crazy to me. I knew he was just going to have a good season. I didn't think it would be great like this, honestly.
That's awesome.
It's just amazing because he's not coming off the field hardly, especially since I've been out. And he's dead tired sometimes, and he's still, grinding it out. And I'll talk to him on a Monday, and he's like, bro, I was so tired out there. And I'm like, I know, but you kept grinding it out. And he hasn't broken down either, which is crazy because guys, some guys hit that wall and he hasn't, and it's just amazing to me to see what he's done. And I think for a guy like that, I don't want to look at the future. It's right now and what he's doing right now. He needs his flowers and his recognition right now, and that's why it just upset me that he didn't make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I've asked for a number 30 jersey for Christmas, so you're saying that's a good investment.
Yes.
Hey, one last one. I hope your back's doing well. I know you went on IR after that Green Bay game with the back injury, and I hope you enjoy the holidays and the family and your birthday with your daughter. You know the conversation going on in Jacksonville right now with all the losses. You were in that locker room. You battled with those guys for a long time. How much internally would a win mean for the locker room in the last 2 weeks? Because outside noise is, well, just finish the job and go 1-15 and get Trevor Lawrence.
It's one of those things where, on the outside, everybody's like, oh, especially fans like, oh, we need a true quarterback. We lose the games, we'll be fine. It's whatever. Get Trevor Lawrence. But as players, we don't think that way. Like these guys, it's a young team, but I like their attitude and their approach to it every single day. Guys, we lost all those games like before I was injured and everything, but they still came to work. You got to have it as an attitude. I mean, even if meetings and they would always do that and be fine with, meeting up and just talking about frustrations, how guys feeling. We got a bunch of young guys on the team, so a lot of guys don't know how to handle being in situations like this, and how to be a pro and how to approach every single day. And it's older guys that's helping them. Guys like Miles and J-Dub that's just trying to help the younger guys know like how to deal with this situation, and then just how to be a pro every single day. And I like it. I like these guys, and it's been a real fun year for me. Just being with them and seeing their attitude even through this tough time. I've had to deal with this before, and the attitude wasn't the same. I would just say that. These guys there, it sucks, but I feel like just every day they're handling it and still just trying to work hard and, put some good film on there and try to win a game. Like, if we got to win, it will feel good for those guys. Like, this young team, like, we need it. It's necessary.
Chris Thompson, we appreciate the time, man. Sorry to keep you so long. Happy holidays. Thanks for the insight on James Robinson. And hey, I don't know how his agent is, his marketing director is, but you'd be a good one for number 30.
Without a doubt, man.
Thanks, man.
Got me hyped up over here. That's awesome.
Appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man.
You bet. That's Chris Thompson, Jaguars running back. And
listen,
good for him, man. That's pretty cool. This is a veteran guy in the NFL now. Yeah. Right, and he obviously added some insight that I think you have added before about the winning a game. Mm-hmm. But it's pretty cool that he's taken it on. James Robinson didn't ask him to do this. Nobody from the Jags asked him to do this.
I don't think James Robinson would ask him to do this.
He didn't ask to come on the show. I asked him. I asked the Jags, like, hey, it'd be cool to get Chris on, get the perspective on why he's every day going to. And I think he gave good perspective on that.
Yeah. My biggest takeaway, though, which I had no idea, is that James Robinson won't be getting his player performance bonus, which is
what
insane.
Kind of money are we talking?
I mean, it would be a lot more than what I was supposed to get for the lockout, and that was more than my signing bonus.
Is that the same thing that you got hosed on?
Same thing I got hosed on, but his would be monumentally more than I was going to get, and I was going to get a lot. Because, I mean, think about it. He's an undrafted free agent. Started every single game?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. That's all I'm going to say.
But it piles up per game, per percentage of snap, per production.
Exactly. So it piles up. So it all depends. There's an escalator of where you're drafted. He wasn't drafted, so that's a pretty high, we'll call it a multiplier. Then you add on top of that, how many games did you start? Start every single game. How many snaps did you get? A lot of snaps.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it would be a pretty high.
So are we talking hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Yes. I mean, at least when it was in place when I was playing, that's what at least it would be for him.
And that's a CBA change, not necessarily a COVID change, it sounded
correct.
Like.
So now I'm not sure if they've changed the percentages and things like that. I'm just saying back when I played, we're talking about a couple $100,000.
Wow. That's more. Well, the way Chris Thompson's been his agent, at least if he ever does get that money, he can give a cut to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to.
All right. We haven't got to the head coach stuff, GM stuff. We also have our six-pack of picks early this week. We'll get to it on ESPN 690. Thanks, Chris Thompson, for joining us talking about James Robinson.
Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly to partly sunny and mild today. Highs in the low 70s. It'll be cooler at the beaches. Some areas of fog this evening. Otherwise partly cloudy tonight and dropping into the upper 50s to low 60s. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 at Fox 30 Action News Jax from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm TV meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Hurry, save up to 40% off store-wide through this Thursday.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
You bump the temperature down at night, don't you? And you probably keep your daytime temperature set below 74 degrees too. Or at least one of you does. While the other complains that
it's freezing in here.
You know what that means? It means your home is too darn humid. If your AC had proper humidity control, you'd both be comfortable at 74 degrees. So you'd never feel sticky at night or during winter or when it rains. Ever been in the mountains out to California in a low humidity environment? Then you know mid-70s can feel magnificent. But when your home's too humid, it turns everything to turd buckets. Because cold air plus humidity equals condensation, causing your ducts, windows, and hard surfaces to sweat. Enter mold and mildew. Not good. With a Florida-rated system, you'd get proper humidity control, so you'd both be comfortable, you'd both sleep better, and you'd both stop fighting over the thermostat. But only if you call
GriffinService.com.
License number 1250697.
Boss, hit the gas! What's going on? You were supposed to check to see if that house had anyone home. Now their porch is on fire.
Boss, I didn't do it. The ding-dong doorbell camera just burst into flames and started melting.
Oh, so it's true. Those things are fire hazards.
Yeah, and now we know another big difference between those cheap ding-dong doorbell cameras and a SafeTouch security system.
Well, yeah. With SafeTouch, homeowners don't have to worry about their video cameras getting hacked.
Or employees spying on customers.
Or bursting into flames.
Uh-oh. Fire department's coming, boss. Time to go.
I'm way ahead of you. By the way, your eyebrows are completely gone.
Oh, well. Maybe it's an improvement.
Just so I know you still got your senses, recite the Crooks R Us golden rule again.
Stay away from SafeTouch houses. Don't worry. It's burned into my brain.
Crooks know to stay away from SafeTouch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Appliances may work on your schedule, but they quit on theirs. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we'll get your appliances back up and running in no time at all. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have repaired more than 100,000 appliances over the past 35 years, servicing Jacksonville to St. Augustine and Ponte Vedra with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor, plus a 100% satisfaction guarantee. When your appliances quit, we're ready to get started. For quality repair at a price that's fair, visit AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
Guys, is your sexual performance suffering? Lack of performance can happen at any age. Don't worry. The professionals at Neva Health are dedicated to helping men who are experiencing issues with their sexual performance. It might be erectile dysfunction or even Peyronie's disease. Medications are not always the answer, and surgeries can be risky. Get back to living your best life with Neva Health. Our acoustic wave treatment targets the real cause of these issues for lasting effects. It's a safe, proven solution with no side effects and no downtime. It's simple, non-invasive, and available now at Neva Health. Call today for more details. Neva Health. We can help. Call 904-780-6099. That's 904-780-6099. If your performance is suffering and you're ready to improve your sex life, call Neva Health today. 904-780-6099 or visit renewmenshealth.com. Be spontaneous again.
Hi, it's Phil with the Phil Aiken Home Team at Keller Williams. When it comes time to sell your home, put me and the Aiken Home Team to work for you. Here's why. Over the years, I've perfected the home selling system, putting the most money possible in your pocket. With my exclusive list of buyers in waiting, I may already have your buyer. And with thousands of buyers, I'm likely to create more demand and higher sales prices. I'll even guarantee to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or I'll buy it myself. Don't just take it from me. Let me introduce actual clients, Lynn and Craig. Tell us about your home selling experience.
We were immediately at ease. We had a great deal of confidence that any questions we had or anything that we needed to learn about the process was going to be handled in an expert and professional way.
We sold our home in just 2 days for $3,500, more than list price. Anyone who wants to sell needs to call Phil Aiken Home Team.
Thanks for sharing. The number to call is 904-500-PHIL. That's 904-500-7445. Or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
Guys, is your sexual performance suffering? Lack of performance can happen at any age. Don't worry. The professionals at Neva Health are dedicated to helping men who are experiencing issues with their sexual performance. It might be erectile dysfunction or even Peyronie's disease. Medications are not always the answer, and surgeries can be risky. Get back to living your best life with Neva Health. Our acoustic wave treatment targets the real cause of these issues for lasting effects. It's a safe, proven solution with no side effects and no downtime. It's simple, non-invasive, and available now at Neva Health. Call today for more details. Neva Health. We can help. Call 904-780-6099. That's 904-780-6099. If your performance is suffering and you're ready to improve your sex life, call Neva Health today. 904-780-6099 or visit renewmenshealth.com. Be spontaneous again.
Hey everybody, this is Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Hope you catch the show Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. But if you can't catch it, or if you want to go back and listen again, check out the Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 podcast. Just search ESPN 690 in your podcast app.
Brent Martineau.
All right, Jason Fitz, thanks for checking in, man. We didn't try to keep you too long today. We gave you a shorter.
Austin Lane.
Hey, Jason, real quick, man. Since you have that Bowen-Koff Award, since you can, vote on that, Murray State's got a couple good receivers. Now, they didn't play this year. Okay, they didn't play a game this year. But Murray State's got a couple good receivers. Just check them out real quick.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
There's two experiences of watching a game with Shad. One, it's on the road and it's at home. On the road, he likes to have guests in the suite, but normally on the road, there's some elbow room and you can actually, maybe have more conversations with him. And I think he probably watches the game a little closer than at home. His suite is like an open house. Okay. And I think that speaks to the person he is. He has lots of guests in. He likes to share his experiences and his fortune, quite frankly, with those who are important to him in his life.
That is Jim Woodcock from Fleischman Hillard, and essentially is a senior vice president there, but does the PR, if you will, for Shad Khan, Jaguars owner. We're going to spend a little more time on this. Jim Woodcock was on a recent episode of Jaguars.com podcast with John Oehser. And I listened to the whole thing, and it was very interesting. That was one of the comments, just about kind of watching the game with Shad Khan. But there's some things that I think Jim Woodcock shed some light on being around Shad Khan, also with the development of downtown idea and his feelings toward the franchise and the city. I thought were interesting. So I haven't had a chance to talk about that, even though it's, I think the podcast now, maybe about 10 days old. But we've been on Trevor fever for now.
Yeah.
So we'll have a little bit more on that coming up in just a little bit in the 5 o'clock hour. A lot to get to here, too. We're going to go to Cincinnati later in the show and ask just how much a franchise quarterback will change the city. Forget about the football team, but change the city. Joe Burrow now, what has he done to the city of Cincinnati in terms of hope and everything else? Because the Jaguars could have that coming up either with Trevor Lawrence or whoever else. I mean, they're taking a quarterback out 1 or 2. So we will discuss that in just a bit. But we got to do an early edition.
Let's get it.
Of the 6-pack of picks.
Let's
right
get
here
it.
on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We welcome in Brandon Ponsel from JacksCoastalHomes.com. Brandon, what's happening, man? Happy holidays. Hope you and the family are doing well. And I can't imagine there's a lot of real estate going on right now these last few days of the year.
Yeah, it tails off a little bit. And what a beautiful day 2 days before Christmas. Amazing.
It's unbelievable. I need that chilly air, though. I need to feel like Christmas. It's going to happen on Christmas Day. Today it might even be a little too hot. I've got a Christmas sweater on, and that's no good. Did you guys survive last week in the picks without me? How did you do?
Ended up 2-3 with 2 pushes.
Oh, got a couple of pushes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oklahoma faded and Alabama, so they both gave some of my picks away. But yeah, I think I ended up 2-3.
All right, fair enough. Let's get it rolling again. Brett Martineau, Austin Lane, Brandon Ponsel from JacksCoastalHomes.com. And we're going to do all NFL games. A lot of bowl games going on right now.
Yeah.
And bowl games are tricky, too. Because you
you're
never know who's
taking
going
the
to show
fun
up.
out of it, man. Yeah.
Well, here's the reason I
had
don't
some
want to
inside information.
Here's the reason why I don't want to do the bowl games. I don't know if they're going to play them. Like I just don't.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good
already
point.
this weekend, there's the Gasparilla Bowl's been canceled.
Yeah.
And so I'm just concerned that we're going to pick some of these games. We're so far off. It's Wednesday.
That's a good point.
That we might not get. We'll do like the national championship stuff next week.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
We're all good.
All right, so let's go to the NFL. And I think we should just do the Jags game and the Jets game.
Okay. yeah, no, for sure.
No, we're not going to do that. In fact, how about this one? This is a big game, too, though, I think, depending on how Indianapolis shakes out in a bunch of these tiebreaker scenarios and everything else. But it's the Colts versus the reeling Steelers. And Indianapolis on the road, favored by 1.5, and they lead the AFC South with the Tennessee Titans. Brandon, what do you think? This is a good game.
I think we're seeing a trend of the end of Ben Roethlisberger's career. He looks terrible. 3-4 games in a row. He's been anemic, and I don't see it stopping. So I'll take the Colts.
How about that, Austin?
Man, I agree with what Brandon's saying here, but go and give me the Steelers. At home, at Heinz Field, like, if they don't win this game, the wheels have fallen completely off.
You know, what's interesting about this game is, as if you were doing this game in Vegas, you kind of convince yourself, right? The better team by far right now is Indianapolis.
Correct.
But you can't imagine the Steelers going from 11-0 to losing 4 in a row.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a bad bettor, because I normally would take, like, the Steelers here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the trend instead, and I'm going to go with Indy.
All right.
Beating the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road.
And by the way, are you ready to concede that Baker Mayfield's going to have a better season than Ben Roethlisberger?
Now we got 2 games to go.
You're not going to concede yet.
That's changed a little bit, though.
You aren't going to concede right now?
No.
Okay, we'll
I
make
thought
it
you were
worse
all
then.
about wins. Who's got more?
They play week 17, so
that could
don't
be the
concede
tiebreaker.
yet.
I think by the time week 17 hits, Brent, it's not going to matter. But just to let you know.
Okay, let's go with our next game. And our next game is the Seattle Seahawks taking on your Arizona Cardinals.
No. Is it?
The Rams.
I'm sorry, the Rams.
Yeah.
Sorry. And it's 1-point favorite for the Seahawks. What do you think, Brandon?
I don't know how you recover from losing to the Jets at home. Russell Wilson and something's up with the way the Rams played last week. I don't think they can fix it in 1 week, so I'll take the Seahawks.
Who won this first meeting, Brent? I can't remember how that went down. I know DK Metcalf got shut down.
Did the Rams win?
The
Rams won that.
The Rams won the first game.
Go and give me the Seahawks then.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm going to take a late nosedive for the Rams. Better draft position for the Jags. Let's keep the momentum going around here.
I like that.
And
I like
we'll take
that.
Seattle.
Good vibes. Good vibes.
Favored by 1. All right, the Titans and the Packers. Packers favored by 3.5. And again, I think if you have rooting interest in how important the Indy game is, I think you want the Titans to lose this game against the Packers. Packers have been playing well. But, you know, my little buddy Ty today, the Packers have only beaten 1 team this year with a record over 500.
Huh. Well, how do you like that?
That's the Ty research staff.
I like that.
I don't know if he's right, but I'm going to go with it.
Okay.
So what do you think, Austin? What are they saying up in the pickle? They like this game or what?
No, well, listen. you're playing at Lambeau Field, but the fans aren't going to be there, so take that narrative out of it. I like the fact that the Tennessee Titans can pound the rock, and when they have to, they run play action with Ryan Tannehill. They got A.J. Brown out of the slot, so you can't really put Jair Alexander on him. I think that the Titans control the line of scrimmage. I think they pound the rock with Derrick Henry, and they get this win in Green Bay.
Wow, a win. Now, I've got Tennessee, but I've got them as a cover here. I like the hook, so I say give me that 3.5. What about you, Brandon?
Brent, I don't know that the Titans win, but I'll take those 3.5. I think this will be an excellent game, high-scoring game, but it'll be very, very close.
Do you know the Titans are leading the NFL in points now this year? How crazy is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Ryan Tannehill's earning every dollar of that contract. I know.
Eagles and the Cowboys. This is a big game in the NFC East. Jalen Hurts playing well. Mm-hmm. Cowboys with a nice win last week. Philly on the road favored by 2.5, Brandon.
I don't know that I'm going to buy this Cowboys little 2-game win streak. I like the way Jalen Hurts is playing. He's giving them a chance, so I'll take the Eagles.
Yeah, I think both offenses right now have kind of found a new life, if you will, but the Eagles have the better defense. I know you didn't see it against Arizona, but it's Kyler Murray. We know it's the Kyler Murray effect. Still give me the Eagles.
You know, I thought this would happen last week, a little autocorrect on Jalen Hurts. Maybe it happens this week. I just feel like people figure out sooner or later, and sometimes it takes a longer sample than this. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with Dallas here. I'm going to do a game picker-upper.
Trademarked.
Yep. And we'll go with the Dallas Cowboys in kind of a big game for the Cowboys at 5-9.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that can be a big game. All right, the Miami Dolphins are playing the Oakland Raiders, or the Las Vegas Raiders. That's where they reside now. And I cannot find the spread of this game. What is it?
I would probably guess it's -3.
Is that what we're going with,
Yep.
Coos? -3?
That's what it says on my app.
For Raiders. What do you think, Brandon?
Raiders team has one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in the NFL. They can't stop anybody, and Miami does have a good defense. I think they'll get some turnovers. So give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going the Dolphins as well. I mean, they still have something to play for, right? If I'm not mistaken.
They have a lot to play for.
So
they
exactly.
have to win.
So
You're
give me the team
for the Dolphins and the Ravens in these scenario. Again, if you want Indianapolis to have to play for something down the road, which they're going to have to play for something.
Listen,
it looks
man,
like,
I'm not worried about tomorrow. I'm worried about today. All right, and I have to win this whole this betting thing here, so I'm taking the Dolphins.
Okay. It's a friendly wager, by the way.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Friendly wager.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Las Vegas, I'm taking the Raiders in another game picker-upper. I think this is the kind of game Miami loses, says, hey, we haven't really arrived yet. You know, we don't know how to win the games we should win or need to win in December. Meanwhile, you've got the Chicago Bears coming to Jacksonville. And Chicago's playing good football, Brandon, right now. They're now favored by 7.5. I think this line opened up at 6. So the money's going Chicago's way. What do you think happens in Jacksonville?
If the Bears don't cover this game, then somebody in that locker room not listening to the brass up top should not be messing around here with 2 games to play. Give me the Bears.
Yeah, I got to take the Bears as well. You forget they still have Khalil Mack. They got a pretty good pass rush. That can be, well, if he even plays, we have no idea. But it could be Gardner Minshew's kryptonite. So go ahead and give me the Bears.
Well, I'm going to take – do you know where we live, guys? Have you followed the Jacksonville Jaguars? They're going to make people as nervous as all get out this weekend.
Come on.
And I guarantee you, the Jacksonville Jaguars take the lead early in this game. And everybody has a panic attack. But they won't win the game, but they're going to cover the game.
Okay.
They're going to cover the game. 7.5. It's going to be close enough.
All right.
And too close for comfort for Jags fans.
Do they have a punter again or not?
Yeah, they put one on the practice squad.
Okay,
So we'll see. Hey, Brandon, I got one. Brandon Potzel from JacksCoastalHomes.com. Check it out for all your real estate needs, by the way. Does a 6-pack of picks with us every week and doing well, at least compared to me. How much does it help to show your house around Christmas time with it all decked out in a holly jolly way? Does that do anything? I was just thinking about that.
From a listing standpoint,
yeah.
If you're thinking about selling your home, I would advise you to not mess with the holidays. Just wait till 2021, get a fresh new listing. If your house is on the market, I don't know really what decked out does for it or doesn't, but the crop of buyers, they're not out like they are in normal times. Not a lot of people out looking at properties during Christmas break. But, yeah, if you ever in the future are thinking about listing, don't throw your house on the market between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Not the best time of year to list.
All right,
great time to buy. Great time to buy, though. Lots of deals to be had.
Good advice. Very good advice. And that's what he does. Brendan Ponsel, jackscoastalhomes.com. Check it out. Hey, man, have a great holiday. Thanks for jumping in. We'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it, fellas.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
You too. That's Brandon Ponsel from jackscoastalhomes.com. All right, we'll take a break. We will get to this topic, head coach GM, I promise.
Yeah, wait till the new year.
But I also want to talk about this podcast that really one of Shad Khan's right-hand men was on with Jaguars.com, what he had to say about the Jags owner, and shed some behind-the-scenes light if you haven't heard it yet. So we're going to get that conversation at 5+. How much does a franchise quarterback mean to a city? That might go right along with what we're thinking in downtown development, or just the actual buzz of a city. I want to go to Cincinnati, talk about Joe Burrow coming up before the end of the show. A lot to get to here on the eve of Christmas Eve on Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690.
Keyshawn Johnson.
You took Kyler Murray and stuck him in Baltimore. I believe you'll get the same thing Arizona's getting now.
He knows the NFL.
But don't say that if he was in Baltimore right now, they'd have a better shot at winning the Super Bowl. No, that's a lie.
And the NFL knows him.
If you took those weapons that's in Arizona and dropped them in Baltimore along with Kyler Murray, that's a different story.
Get inside the NFL with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin every morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN News.
After such an emotional year, she deserves a gift that brings out the best emotions possible. Happiness, joy, and love. At Diamonds Direct, we specialize in creating those memorable moments. And this year, we believe they're more important than ever. So, for the entire month of December, we're making it easy with 48 months zero-interest financing on everything. All rings, all earrings, all bracelets and pendants, all bands, and yes, all designer jewelry, including thousands of engagement rings with certified natural diamonds. With Diamonds Direct's expanded holiday selection, it's like shopping 50 jewelry stores at once. And rest assured, in our showrooms, we're going above and beyond when it comes to your safety. Plus, we're offering video chat, online shopping, and curbside pickup. However you connect with us, you'll get the best value, the highest quality, and the financing that makes everything affordable. 4 years, zero interest. After all you've been through this year, end it on a high note by celebrating your love with a gift that's romantic, timeless, and symbolic. From Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
Suddenly, you're on the receiving end of someone else's negligence. What do? You call 1-800-ASK-GARY. They will help you find the legal and medical help you need to get the settlement you deserve. 1-800-ASK-GARY.
Bud Light and Michelob Ultra want to make sure you're ready to kick off this holiday season. Stock up on your Bud Light 12-pack 16-ounce or Michelob Ultra 18-pack 12-ounce for this holiday season with a $5 rebate. Grab your favorite at Racetrack, Brookview Food Store, or Blanding Grocery. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliance is breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first two, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
Free shipping is great. Free shipping no minimum, that's that Walmart Plus magic for your holiday. Get all your last-minute shopping done with free next-day or 2-day shipping on a huge selection of eligible items from Walmart.com. With no order minimum, free shipping means the freedom to click that order button to your heart's content. Just another added benefit to your membership. Maybe that's why they call it Walmart Plus. Start your 15-day free trial today at walmart.com/plus. See membership details, restrictions apply.
Hey everybody, this is Brent Martineau. If you're usually listening to ESPN 690 in your car, we appreciate it. But your boss says you're working from home this week, so take us with you. Your smart speaker brings ESPN 690 into your home office. Tell your Amazon Echo or Google Home to play ESPN 690. Seems like a lot going on a Wednesday. When you got to cram 3 days in. Why don't we just work on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day? We're soft.
I'm trying to go golfing.
Yeah, who's trying to go golfing?
Might have an opening tomorrow morning. Come on down.
Oh, there you go. Is your golf game getting better, Coos?
Yeah, not like a lot better, but I think it's better.
Heck yeah.
8:30 in the morning. St. John's Golf and Country Club. You want to play? You and Nicole?
I think Nicole has to work.
Come on. Well, you can play.
Oh, yeah.
You gonna go?
If you want.
Nah.
Is that too early for you?
I don't think Brent wants you there, man. You're slow down the pack.
I don't care. No problem playing with slow golfers, bad golf. Well, I'd rather play with a bad golfer than a slow golfer.
Good point.
No warm-up swings for me.
Winter rules. Are in play tomorrow, by the way. Winter rules are in play tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's a
we are in
it's a little Caddyshack.
It is.
Yeah, I got you. Little
Winter
Judge
rules
Smells.
always in play.
Yeah.
By the way, we're going down to St. John's Golf and Country Club. You can get discounted golf in 2021 at places all over the area, included is St. John's Golf and Country Club. Go to actionsportsjackstream18.com or just check it out on ESPN690.com, and you can get one heck of a deal. Free shirt, free hat, free smoothie from Smoothie King, Dome Hats, Baker Sports, and also discounted golf at places like St. John's Golf and Country Club. So make sure you go check it out. They just built a brand new, redid their clubhouse and for weddings and dinners and banquets and everything, and that looks fantastic and just got completed. So, and the golf course always in great shape at St. John's Golf and Country Club. So check it out, ESPN690.com. It is called the Dream 18 card, and having a lot of fun with it, actually. People are buying it up. I will say this. Now, I'm not going to oversell it right now. Mm-hmm. People aren't buying it up to the point where, I'm like, oh, you better hurry up and get, two. There's only 2 left. But we do have, there's a maximum amount that we will sell. So I'm not going to tell you that number, but there's a maximum amount. So if you do want it, get in. And you use it starting January 1st all the way through the end of 2021. Brett Martineau, Austin Lane, Coos here on a Wednesday just before Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope you get your shopping done. Trevor Lawrence fever continues here in the city. Hold on for 10 more days. Hold the rope for 10 more days, Jacksonville. 120 more minutes, 8 quarters. Look at the way that scoreboard reads. Nerve-wracking. Also, in the middle of all this,
what do you got?
The hiring of a GM, the hiring of a head coach. And I've had this conversation on social media. We've bounced around a little bit today, and so I've been bouncing all over the place. I got a lot of things to get to. But what is a player, head coach, GM, as I'll say it again, the compass of your building?
Mm-hmm.
I know as a player from a locker room standpoint, it's the coach.
Yeah.
But can it be the GM?
Yeah, so as a player, obviously you deal a lot more with the coach than ever with the GM. Coos, you're a casual football fan, right?
I think so.
Who's the head coach of the New England Patriots?
Bill Belichick.
Who's the GM?
Good question.
You don't know?
I don't know.
All right. It's Bill Belichick as well, right? And this is my point. Right? And it's not to, make fun of Coos because guess what? I bet 80% of people out there probably doesn't know that Bill Belichick is the GM of the New England Patriots. What I'm trying to say, though, is it goes to show you in terms of culture building, in terms of winning, just how important the head coach is, right? Look at Kansas City. Kansas City went through Dorsey, right? They hired a new guy in Veach. Andy Reid stayed the same. Kansas City's had success because of Andy Reid, right? I get it. Dorsey brought in Patrick Mahomes, all this stuff. But they've had the sustained success because of Andy Reid. So at the end of the day, if you're asking me the question, who am I taking first? Who is more important? Who am I putting more stake in? It's going to be the head coach every single time. Listen, if you're a first round, second round, or third round pick and you have a good 40-yard dash, you have a good bench press, this good broad jumping, you look pretty good on film, then more than likely you have a shot to be great in the NFL. Now, sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes guys don't have the mentality, and that falls on the scouting and all that stuff. But the point that I'm trying to make is that when guys get to the league, they're all on the same level. Now, depending on circumstances and depending on position coaches and coordinators and head coaches can kind of determine how great these guys are going to be. Right? When we bring a GM in here, you bring in the talent, so be it. I need a coach that's going to cultivate that talent and make sure that you're good to go for years to come.
I believe in Jacksonville they're going to hire. I believe the idea is to go get a coach that they can build everything around. And so if you want that figurehead to be the coach, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, etc., then sure, you can have a GM already in place, or you could have a GM that you think can go hire that guy. But if you're going after one of the big guys like that's out there, and you already know your job's super attractive, you don't need the GM to do that. If you want the head coach to be the man. So if I want the head coach to be the man, I'm hiring the head coach, and then I'm going to say to the head coach, hey, who do you want to work with? Why would I, if I want this figurehead to be the head coach, why would I say, hey, I'm going to hire the GM, and then, hey, GM, you pick what you want?
Yeah.
Even though it might not be first on our list, but it might be first on GM's list. So the view I have of this is a little bit like what's going on in Carolina. Matt Rule, he has a long contract. He came into a situation where the GM was already there. Older GM, I think he's 65 years old. Herney, I think is his name. And they just fired him after a year. And now I believe Matt Rule and the owner will help pick the next GM. So it took a little bit longer to get to that stage, but that's what's happening in Carolina. I believe the Jaguars, especially if they go after a highly coveted coach, maybe it's even Bieniemy. Maybe it's Saleh, who people are going to go after. Maybe it's Urban Meyer, somebody like that, a splash play. If you're going to go after something like that, I believe you're going to hire that coach, and then they will say, hey, here's what I like on the list. And by the way, I also think, I'll give you an example. If the Jags are interested in Urban Meyer at all, well, and if they've had any discussions with him, of course, Urban Meyer is going to say, hey, here's who I'd like to work with. Boom, 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 from a GM standpoint. Well, you can already start the process potentially as of GMs. Then you bring them back for a second interview. And then by the time that rolls around, you've already hired maybe Urban Meyer, and he's helping you pick the GM and finalize it. You get what I'm saying? I do. So that's how it can work that way. I just don't think you have to hire the GM first just because they're interviewing GMs right now.
Sure, yeah. You don't have to do that.
I mean, logically, it would make sense they're going to, they're going to fix the GM. They fired Dave Caldwell. But you don't have to go that way. There's still time for it to play out in that sense. Your thoughts on it? Always welcome on social media, 904-362-9901. We talk about what a franchise quarterback would mean to the city next.
Happy holidays from the team at CGC Water. This holiday season, our gift to you is clean drinking water. A Kinetico system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier Softener like the one we have at our home. If you're still not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember now, this is a limited time offer. A free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier Softener. Special holiday financing available for a limited time with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Kinetico dealer. Have a happy and safe holiday season. We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Men suffering from ED or PE? Has Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra let you down? Regardless of your age or past medical history, you'll see results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical, or you pay nothing, guaranteed. Call them at 904-206-8105.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program. And welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
During the Happy Honda Day sales event, your local Honda dealer can make it a reality. Clearance pricing on all Honda models? Got it. Top dollar for your trade? Got it. Special financing? Got it. Going on now at your local Honda dealer. Don't miss this sales event. We are dealing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dealing with battery problems? We can help you out and get you ready for the colder weather ahead. Let's start with a free battery test. If you just need a free charge, we can help with that too. And if it's time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination. Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2019.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being a new customer. Save for driving safely. Save for driving less with pay-per-mile insurance. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. Savings based on early signing, discount drive-bys, and mile-wise. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Rockets, and they haven't started playing yet. James Harden says he believes he was compliant with COVID-19 protocols when he attended a dinner for a friend. The league and the team are investigating. ESPN's Kendrick Perkins says some teams may shy away from Harden now.
It's what he does off the court, and they're scared that if they trade him, that he's going to be a bad example in the locker room because of things like this.
Kendrick Perkins on the jump. 3 other Rockets players, including John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, were sent home today as close contacts of a positive COVID-19 test. The Rockets host the Thunder tonight. Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey will likely miss his 12th game of the year on Sunday against Washington. He has a quad injury. Jets defensive lineman Quinnen Williams will miss the rest of the season with a concussion and a neck injury. Louisiana Monroe hires Terry Bowden as the team's new head coach.
Hey, this is Keyshawn Johnson, wishing you a happy and safe holiday season full of good food and family. Thank you for listening to Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin this past year and also in 2021.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
He's passionate about it. He still is. I mean, that hasn't changed. I mean, it's not just in London. It's just wherever he goes. He carries with him Jaguars jerseys when he travels in business, and he just loves the city. He does. He also feels that it has untapped potential.
That is the voice of Jim Woodcock, who's a St. Louis guy. He's now become a little bit of a Jacksonville guy because one of his clients is Shad Khan, Jaguars owner. And that was on a recent podcast, the Ozone podcast with John Ogier on Jaguars.com. And it goes back, again, about 10 days. And we just haven't gotten to it because of everything else piling up and obviously a little Trevor Lawrence fever right now. but I did want to get to it, and because I think it relates a little bit to the kind of the buzz in town of the quarterback stuff, and a franchise QB. Now, whether that's Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, whoever, we look at this offseason as a monumental offseason because for the first time in Jags history, you have someone you can point to as the face of the franchise. Again, that was even before what happened with the Jets. Like, we had those conversations. Mm-hmm. Now, I believe that conversation almost hits like tenfold because of Trevor Lawrence. I feel like he's that much different. I hadn't given him a bunch of thought because I didn't think the Jets were going to win.
As most people did.
And so I didn't even let it entertain my mind. But now we go back into these discussions about Lot J, about downtown, about potentially the stadium in the next 3, 5, 10 years. And then we couple that with the way this organization looks from an attractive nature to candidates in the GM and head coaching roles, with all the money, the young talent, the picks, and now, at least for the moment, a guy like Trevor Lawrence that could lead the way, be the face of the franchise. We could call it Trevor Town, which we've been having fun with a little bit. But you do that, and the impact that could have on other things in the city, I think is big. I really do. I always go back to where I've seen it happen. I've given you examples of my hometown city of Providence, Rhode Island, and how that changed when I went away to college. That wasn't influenced, by the way, by sports. That wasn't influenced by the Patriots' success or the Red Sox success or anything like that. That was influenced by they wanted to revamp the city and downtown. But I saw it change. Mm-hmm. And you went from a city that was like, ugh, to, oh, that's awesome. The restaurants are great, and I want to go to Providence, and I'm not just going to go to Rhode Island just to go to Newport. Now I'll go to downtown Providence, too, and you got the river, and you got the fires on the water, whatever they do down there now, which I've still never even been. But that's what happened, at least in my hometown of Providence, Rhode Island. I was from East Providence, but you get it. But up the road in Foxborough, Massachusetts, everything there happened because of the Patriots franchise. It happened because of their success. It's Patriot Place. It's a mall. There's a hospital there now. There's hotels there. There's restaurants, bowling alleys, theaters. You got it. It's a destination. Foxborough used to be just an awful place to go. It's one road in, one road out. And that was it. Nobody went otherwise to watch a game. And the games were usually miserable because the Patriots stunk. Mm-hmm. Well, that is more comparable in the essence to Jacksonville. Not a lot of people go to downtown Jacksonville. And by the way, downtown Jacksonville is way better than Foxborough, Massachusetts, at its worst and probably even at its best.
Sure.
But the point is the same. And at this time frame when they were rebuilding the stadium for the New England Patriots and doing this Patriot Place, well, it coincided with a guy named Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and a lot of success in the early years. This wasn't like a 15, 20-year thing, but over this handful of years, the success came, the stardom of Brady came, the Bill Belichick stardom also happened while all this was going on. Mm-hmm. And I've said it for years around here, and now that this is closer to coming to fruition downtown, that if you can couple the idea of building stuff, stadium, Lot J, etc., with success of the football team, well, that's like the perfect marriage.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think there's some relevance here to at least the hope that now exists with the idea of getting Trevor Lawrence, that things are going to flip around and turn around in Jacksonville. So as that kind of as a backdrop, and we're going to hear a little bit more from what Jim Woodcock said in that podcast. You can check it out in its entirety on Jaguars.com. But the idea of a franchise quarterback coming to a city, what would Trevor Lawrence do? Before Trevor Lawrence thought of this week, what would Justin Fields do? What do you think in terms of elevating the buzz in the city, the feel of the city, that one player could do? Not just for the franchise, but for the people.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, listen, we saw with Gardner Minshew last year, there was a buzz in the city. Now you enter Trevor Lawrence, and it's going to be amplified by at least times 10. So there's not a doubt that getting a guy like Trevor Lawrence is only going to benefit the city. Now, in terms of, building up Lot J and all that stuff, to me, I would be excited to get Trevor Lawrence because it gives you the better chance to win. And I think, with the fan base right now, that's where they're at in terms of the whole Lot J thing, the whole playing 2 games in London thing. It's I think fans feel listen, you guys haven't produced on the field. So you're not getting a fair shake right now of what we could be, of what the hype could be, of how great downtown could be, because halfway through the season, fans are fed up with going to the games, right? There's no intrigue. There's no hope. So when you bring in Trevor Lawrence, if you get him, and there is that hope, obviously, he's going to turn out to be good. Now let's assume that he turns out to be the next big thing at the quarterback position. Well, then you're winning football games. And if you're winning football games, then you bring the people. Like you saw what happened back in 2017 of how hyped up this city was, right? Because they're cheering for a winner. It's hard to cheer for a loser year after year after year. And in terms of adding to Lot J, in terms of, maybe playing one home game here in Jack, whatever the case may be, like that gives you a fair observation. That gives you a fair testing of what these fans can bring to the city is when you start winning football games. I don't think it's fair to say, well, the fans aren't coming out to support when you keep losing year after year after year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's everybody's got tired of the losing. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I don't think even the Jags organization hides that. They understand that. But I just think this one, with everything else going on, and by the way, the vote for Lot J is going to happen, I think, in early January. I want to say it's like January 7th. And the more people I talk to, that thing's going to pass. It's going to get through. So there's opposition, there's criticism for it. That happens. I mean, they're talking about taxpayer dollars, everything. I haven't been shy about my thoughts on it. I'd like to see downtown Jacksonville developed. Again, I respect the other side. I respect the points of view. I'm just telling you, I would like to see it start and happen. And I think there's a lot to like about it down the road. Man, if you could couple that with winning as well, because
that's what it has to be. Simple as that.
What I've said in the past is I think there are four groups of people that maybe fit in a column when it comes to downtown development, Lot J stuff, everything else. Mm-hmm. There's people that say, yeah, man, let's do it. We got a great city. We got a fast-growing city. We got a river down there. I mean, it needs to be a better downtown. I think there's that group of people. I don't know how many people are in that group, but I just think there's that group of people. I think there's also a group of people that say, what do I always say, Birmingham or Charlotte? Yeah. I don't mind being Birmingham. I don't mind being old school Jacksonville. I think there's folks in here that want Jacksonville the way it's been. I don't agree with that method, but I think there are people in that category, whether they want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
I also think there are people that after the JEA stuff with the mayor and everything else that unfolded there, I think there's a bit of a lack of trust in downtown Jacksonville, which I think also right now it does happen anyway in politics across the country and cities across the country. But I do think that exists on the heels of everything that happened. And then I think there is this group, and it might even be a big group or the biggest group that says, how can I support something when all I've seen is losing on the football field? How can I support Shad Khan if all I keep seeing is 2-14 and 3-13 and not enough wins? And I do hear the London talk and I hear this stuff. Mm-hmm. How could I do that? And so I think I think there actually is this portion of people that are so fed up with the L's that they tune out anything else that even Shad Khan wants to do. Even if he's throwing some of his own money in, has a vision for it, anything else. So for those people, getting Trevor Lawrence, starting to turn this thing around and win consistently, they might give $500 million in taxpayer money.
No, for sure.
I mean, and by the way, whatever happens with Lot J, the next thing on the horizon is going to be at some point the stadium.
Yeah.
And so I do think a guy like Trevor Lawrence, or if it's Justin Fields or wherever else, if they are the catalyst to turning this thing around, well, you're talking about a player that could have sparked the building of downtown in essence. Yeah. It sounds dramatic. I get it. But that's what we're talking about. So the success of this football team can, because Shad Khan is in the middle of all this and has the vision of downtown, it's the success of this football team certainly can impact.
Yeah.
How fast that stuff gets done and what exactly gets done.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not excited for Trevor Lawrence to come to Jacksonville because he's got long hair, so you can get like a new Head and Shoulders endorsement, and like that's going to put Jacksonville on the map. And that's great for him. Get your money, man, as you should. But like, I don't necessarily really care about the whole branding part, or even, I'll tell you the truth, I don't even care about the bigwigs talking about Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And by bigwigs, I mean, the national media. I really don't care about that. Like, what I care about, though, is I think that there's a guy in Trevor Lawrence that can come in here and win football games. And when you have an organization, more specifically management, that talks about viability, well, now you're bringing in a guy that can actually give you the true litmus test of a fan to say, okay, if we're winning games, what's the turnout look like? If we're winning games, what does the revenue look like? And then you can make just decisions from there.
If Trevor Lawrence, if we already knew, if the Jags had locked it up, how many 16 jerseys would Santa be bringing?
Oh, a lot, man. I mean, that guy's the future, of course. Yeah. I remember even like when they got Blaine Gabbert, there was a bunch of Blaine Gabbert jerseys going on.
Has anybody gotten a Trevor tattoo yet?
Oof. It's hardcore.
That seems like something
that's usually
that would be
like a news story, right? And then the Jags go win a game, and you're right. I have not.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that. Maybe sing a Trevor Lawrence Christmas carol, but
There you
not
go.
getting a tattoo.
Well, you almost broke your neck in a Buffalo Wild Wings as well.
I did. Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore either.
So you're pretty hardcore.
We don't have to. Well, we could root for the Jets one more time. I mean, the magic number's 2.
You're pretty hardcore, man. I'm just waiting for the day when Jets media comes at us. We get to go to war with Jets media. That'll be fun.
Yeah, there's some good stuff coming out of there.
Yeah. If we only talked about it.
We can.
That's whatever.
We will. We want to build up a little more angst.
All right.
Amongst the New York media.
I feel like it's there.
Or you could pull the clips. Oh, there's a lot of dead air.
pull the clips. What clips?
Of all the negativity coming from New York.
Yeah, man.
I played one for you yesterday.
Yeah, you did. I don't know where that's coming from. Like, I haven't typed in Jacksonville negativity. That's what it is. Okay.
Who has been the most popular jersey in Jacksonville?
Maurice Jones-Drew, I would say.
It's a good call because, like, if you split them up like Brunell and Jimmy Smith and Baselli and Fred, and then I would, during that time frame, listen, Garrard sold jerseys. You would have other players, but Mojo over that course of time, because there was a little bit of lack of star power along while he was doing so well.
Yeah, I think from a fantasy football factor, I think from, obviously he got the rushing title that one year. And, just the type of guy that he was with his personality, everything like that, his story, I think that, people were drawn towards that. So I would definitely say Mojo.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good call. We never know. How many would they have sold if Tebow ended up here?
Unlimited. I mean, they couldn't print him fast enough, apparently, because every time I went out to, a local establishment, hey, is Tebow coming to Jacksonville? Is Tebow? Nah, man, I don't think so.
Would they sell more if Tebow had come or Trevor Lawrence ends up here?
That I have no idea, man. I mean, it's a different thing. I would, like, if they came out the same year, you talking about?
Or just now versus then?
Probably Trevor Lawrence.
I think Trevor Lawrence, because I think actually Tebow was kind of polarizing to that degree. There was a section of people that, like, even now, like, Brent, I can't believe you just brought up Tim Tebow's name.
Yeah, I know,
you can't mention Tim Tebow's name.
Yeah.
Like, there is that section of
That's
Jags
kind of what
fan.
I'm thinking right now.
Right. Like you.
Yeah,
That's you.
That's me.
That's like 30-year-old Jags fan. That's like gets scared by Tim Tebow's name.
I mean,
they can't handle it. They're soft.
I can't handle it. Well,
it's reality. It's like, it's a fair question. Like, how many would he have sold? I mean, that was a real thing, and Trevor Lawrence is that too.
Trevor Lawrence, all I'm saying is you better get it higher than a 23 on the Wonderlic test, or I'm going to let you know about it too. Just like I let Tim Tebow know about it.
Hey, Kuz, one more thought from Jim Woodcock from that Ozone podcast. It was on, again, I thought it was interesting because I know the story of we've covered Shad Khan, and I know Jim Woodcock, and I hadn't heard all of this in terms of the background of Shad, his short little dance with the St. Louis Rams at the time, and then ended up coming over to and purchasing Jacksonville from Wayne Weaver. So it was an interesting little history lesson in there, and John does a nice job with Jim Woodcock there. But I think also this is when you go around, like I say Patriot Place a lot, and to be honest with you, Patriot Place is not like the epitome of a downtown. Like, I wouldn't say like, oh, I hope Jacksonville looks like, if they do build Lot J, they build it downtown, I hope it looks like Patriot Place. Patriot Place is a cool place, but I don't know if it's like, whoa, like the Battery in Atlanta, what they've done around that new stadium is really cool. I haven't been to St. Louis and what they have. I think they have another one in Kansas City. The Gas Lamp District in San Diego?
Yeah, well, it's the Gas Lamp District in Kansas City.
Yeah.
But then there's like the Gas Lamp District of San Diego. Yeah.
So those kind of feels, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, Gas Lamp District is a little different in San Diego, but it's still like kind of what I envision as the bar scene, there's stuff going on type of scene.
I've been to both St. Louis and Patriots Place.
Oh, you've been to St. Louis?
Yeah. And both are really cool. Like, to me, Patriots Place is more like if the town center was right next to the stadium.
That's a good call.
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then St. Louis was more like, it's an actual, like, almost like, I don't even know how to put it. You just, like, built buildings right up on the baseball stadium, and then there's just, like, a bunch of, like, bars and everything inside it.
Yeah,
so it's
and
almost
I've
like
seen the
malls
shots.
around
Remember
it.
when the St. Louis Blues won?
Yeah.
And remember when all the fans would gather?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I recall from it. It was like, it was that. That's where it was. Like, that was the image. And so that's kind of what I have in my mind too. But I think Jim tries to paint a picture of what it might look like here in this part of the podcast with John.
So, like, we're not in St. Louis. We're not a significant college football market. We love it, but not like Jacksonville loves its college football. I can just imagine. Forget about the Georgia-Florida game, which in and of itself that'll be unbelievable. But just every college football Saturday, this development will become something that you couldn't have imagined having lived without until you actually have it, and you'll wonder why it took so long. I really believe that, because the people will come from with all the different opportunities to watch and enjoy yourself down there with other activities in and around the games. And again, like here in St. Louis, we have concerts there at our development, our Ballpark Village, and in fact, what I often do when possible is, if we have big announcements like press conferences for Major League Soccer and the men's and then women's national soccer teams when they come to St. Louis, we actually have those events at Ballpark Village in the live venue, and we encourage fans to come, to celebrate these announcements, and they become parties.
That's Jim Woodcock talking to John Oehser, the Ozone Podcast, Jaguars.com, and everywhere you can find the podcasts, of course. Because all those places, Spotify and all the rest, where we put our podcast, the Action Sports Jags, on ESPN 690 podcast. But I thought the whole thing was pretty interesting. And yes, like I had somebody say, let's see, I think it was Real MVB, which we appreciate. He listens to the show. He says, Shad's mouthpiece in terms of Jim Woodcock. I said, well, yes, he is Shad's right-hand man in that sense. Shad's a client. So I would say, okay, that's fair enough. But one thing I say, do we talk about this whole project from Shad's point of view very often? And that's where I think John did a good job with that podcast, because it comes from that point of view. Nobody's asking that. Everybody's saying, well, he's not winning enough games, or how much money in taxpayer dollars and all that stuff. Yeah. I don't know if we're hearing that side of the story. And like, okay, why does Shad want to put $250 million of his own money in? Like, I don't feel like I've heard that part of the story enough. I think I have a decent idea, but I don't feel it. And that's why I was interested in this podcast more than anything. I thought it was pretty good. So anyway, check it out. Shameless plug. My gosh, I can't say John Oehser's name more than I just did.
Man.
Jaguars.com, you're welcome.
Yeah, for sure.
But I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, free plugs for you. No doubt about it. So we'll see what happens. January 7th, I think it is the Lot J vote. And before that, the momentum in this city, by then we'll know if it's Trevor Lawrence. We'll know if it's the number 1 pick, the number 2 pick. And how those worlds collide, I'm telling you, I think it's significant. I think it's significant in terms of a franchise quarterback, not just Trevor Lawrence, but a franchise quarterback, and how that gets married potentially to everything else going on. We'll say this, right? The ticket sale boost with a franchise quarterback, but especially Trevor Lawrence, like the business side of the Jags has to be doing cartwheels for the moment.
Oh, absolutely.
I would imagine they're keeping their fingers crossed for the next 2 Sundays, too, but there are cartwheels going on in that business side.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, I think people are going to tune in to watch Trevor Lawrence's rookie year. So if that means more primetime games, kind of like the Johnny Manziel effect a little bit, then absolutely, man.
That's a very good call. And a lot more exposure, because they're going to camp out like a NFL Network reporter or ESPN reporter.
I can't wait till next year, man. Thursday Night Football, Jaguars Titans. Get your tickets now. It's going to be
It'll
awesome.
get a Monday night game, a Sunday night game. This year it played on every single day.
It's going to be Thursday night, I have a feeling.
I'm not
Shout out to
done with
NFL
this
Network.
topic. I'm not done with this topic. We got a half hour to go before the holiday. We are going to go to Cincinnati because I want an example. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe it's not real. How much has Joe Burrow changed their city in the feel of it? We think he's changed their franchise.
Couldn't we get, like, LeBron James on for this question or not? That'd been cool. Do you got his number?
He's busy.
Well,
I texted him.
Getting curb stomped by the Clippers.
Hey, if we do something really good, he'll retweet us at the very least.
It's a good point. Talking about cool, I'll talk about Cincinnati. It's right next door to Cleveland. It's all good. You can get a Browns guy on here talking about Baker Mayfield? Because you know LeBron's going to see that.
I don't feel like Mayfield's done to their city what Burrow is doing to Cincy.
Yeah, but if it means LeBron James retweeting us, then so be it.
It's a good call, though. Why hasn't Mayfield done that to Cleveland? Or maybe he hasn't, I'm just not seeing it. We'll talk about it next on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Fair skies this evening, then some areas of fog will develop as temperatures drop into the 50s and then rise into the 60s by morning. A breezy and warm Thursday, but with some heavy showers and storms later in the afternoon into the early evening hours. Highs near 80 degrees, much colder for Christmas Day. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Hurry, save up to 40% off store-wide through this Thursday.
After a year like no other, she deserves something truly special. And Diamonds Direct is here to help with our best holiday offer ever. 48 months, 0 interest financing on any purchase. So you can get her that diamond ring, pair of diamond earrings, or diamond eternity band and spread your payments over 4 years without paying a dime in interest. In fact, everything's included. All bracelets, all pendants, all new designer jewelry, all colored gemstone jewelry, even our designer engagement rings. Diamonds Direct makes it easy to splurge with this first-time ever holiday offer. And as always, your safety and your convenience are top priorities. You can shop in our showroom with confidence or video chat with us online at diamondsdirect.com and even arrange for curbside pickup. If we've learned anything this year, it's that our loved ones and our relationships are what matter most. So make her holiday the best ever with a gift that's romantic, timeless, and sentimental. And remember, with any purchase, you can take advantage of 4 years 0 interest financing. Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Paid for by Get Upside. Man, how can you afford gas for that big SUV?
I pay less for gas than everyone else. I got the free Get Upside gas app and get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
Hold on. You're getting up to 25 cents off a gallon with the free Get Upside gas app while I'm paying full price?
You know it. People earned over $1 million last year. You just got to take a picture of your gas receipt and bam, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back.
You don't have to tell me twice. I'm downloading the free Get Upside gas app now. Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code PUMP for a 50-cent a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 75 cents a gallon on your next tank. Just download the free Get Upside app at the App Store or Google Play and use promo code PUMP. Save money on gas on every fill-up. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code PUMP. That's PUMP. Visit getupside.com for terms.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliance is breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first two, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
You'll never paint your house again. Call the coating man.
The only only company who offers the world's best paint and the most advanced protective coatings on the market, guaranteed never to fade, chip, crack, or peel for as long as you own your home. Call for a free estimate by the end of the month and receive up to 40% off. Call 888-COAT-USA. That's 888-COAT-USA. Or visit their showroom, 2000 Wells Road.
Call the Coating Man.
As a parent or grandparent, deep down, do you worry that your child may not be able to defend him or herself if bullied? That they may be introverted, too attached to electronic devices, and their grades are suffering? Karate America teaches 7 steps designed to ensure a lifetime of success for your child or grandchild in a safe, sanitized environment with all necessary precautions taken to prevent COVID. Please visit karateamerica.info to fill out a survey and learn if they can help your child.
You know that saying, good things come to those who wait? Well, there's another saying, you snooze, you lose, because it's the final days of Toyotathon going on now. And that means you've got to go see our friends over at Arlington Toyota today and get your Toyotathon savings while you still can. How big are the Toyotathon savings at Arlington? Well, I'm talking lease offers that'll have you saying, oh, wow, I could definitely do that. I mean, you could be in a new Toyota today, but you got to hurry. During the final days of Toyotathon at Arlington, you can lease a new 2020 Camry LE for a low $162 a month. Or how about a new 2021 RAV4 LE? It's yours at an incredibly low lease payment of just $204 a month. And with every new vehicle purchase from Arlington, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Plus, you can buy with total peace of mind thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange policy. That's 30 days to love it or exchange it. Don't wait. It's the final days of Toyotathon at Arlington Toyota. Shop safely in person at 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/Toyotathon for full details.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
The Max Kellerman Show.
Doug Peterson, if you are losing by 11, I love aggression in coaches, but there is such a thing as situational football.
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. And now, watch exclusively on ESPN+.
Brent Martineau.
But man, when you hit, what is that button you used to hit, like the X button to accelerate?
Austin Lane.
I haven't played Madden in like 10 years. Sorry we let you down there.
That was a major letdown.
Yeah. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Well, it's been a challenge all year, and really it's up to the quarterbacks now to understand that if you're dressed out, you are supposed to be ready to play. So we have to get both of them ready to play. We'll see how Gardner's throwing, see how Mike's throwing, and I think Coach Marone will make that determination Friday or Saturday. So those guys have been great as far as mentally getting themselves ready to play. Physically, us adhering to the individual has been quite the challenge, but all these plays should be good for both of them, we hope.
I tell you what a tough job Jay Gruden has had.
Yeah.
I mean,
Man.
He doesn't know whose quarterback's going to be on Sunday.
Yeah.
How much input do you think he has more with Doug?
He has to have the input. I mean, he really does, because he's the guy that's calling offensive plays, right? And if you're calling the plays, more than likely you got a guy that you prefer, right? So when you're putting together the game plan, you're putting together the game script, you have a great idea of who you want in there. So I'm sure that Doug confides in him a lot, let's just say.
We're going to go to Cincinnati right now. And speaking of a little Jay Gruden mention, Cincinnati.
Yeah, a little Wildcat back in the day.
He had a lot of stuff. Listen, I think Jay Gruden's done a good job in the role that he did a good job in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
He's a good offensive coordinator. I don't think they're going to keep anybody, but I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to keep Jay Gruden around here at the end of the year. I think he's done a nice job in a tough year with Heck, the QB carousel in full tilt. We're going to go to Cincinnati right now, though. Rick Broering is joining us. He's joined us before on the show. We appreciate him jumping on. You can check out, I think it's called The Skinny Podcast, so make sure you check it out with Rick. What's happening, man? Happy holidays.
Hey, same to you guys. Thanks for having me back on.
Yeah, no problem. I know you just get finished with a hoop game. Xavier Creighton. I mean, hoops crazy up there right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, in this area, you've got Xavier, Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, Dayton, Miami of Ohio, Kentucky, Louisville, Indiana, Butler, all within the tri-state area. 2 hours at most for any of those schools. So it's big time college hoops.
I know it. Right it's pretty cool too. So many good programs in such a little area geographically. If you draw a circle around it, how mad are people? I know I didn't bring you on for this, but how mad are people with the Cincinnati Bearcats program of how it finished in terms of the rankings?
Oh, extraordinarily, as you can imagine. I mean, you talk about a city, and granted, when it comes to college stuff, it's a little more divided around here. Like, not every Bengals fan is necessarily a Cincinnati Bearcats fan. There's a lot of Notre Dame fans and Ohio State fans, so it's a little divided around here. But yeah, the fans that are UC fans are absolutely livid, and it's added more fuel to the fire of we needed to be out of the AAC a long time ago.
Rick Broering with us here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brent Martin along with Austin Lane. And the reason I asked Rick to come on is we are obviously on Trevor Lawrence watch. And with the Jets win last week, Jags now control that number 1 pick. We'll see what happens. And we're going to enjoy every moment of it around here just in case the Jaguars mess it up and win a game. So what we want to know, Rick, is how much of an impact we saw Joe Burrow play. We saw what looks to be a good young quarterback play. It didn't materialize into wins for Cincinnati before he got hurt, but you can tell he's going to be pretty good. What did he do for the city, though? That's a city that hasn't won playoff games in forever. It got a little stale, it feels like, with Marvin Lewis and the Bengals. What has the city felt like since they drafted Joe Burrow, and they knew they were going to draft Joe Burrow?
Well, look, I would just tell Jacksonville fans to get ready. You're entering the best part of being a really bad football franchise right now. This was the best 6 to 12 months of being a Bengals fan in the last decade, probably, was the lead up to knowing that they couldn't screw up the number 1 draft pick of drafting Joe Burrow and acquiring a really good quarterback finally. And it worked out. It played out. And then, the preseason was awesome. He was living up to the billing. And as the season started, it was pretty clear right away that he was the real deal. So, I mean, that was fantastic. And like you said, they weren't winning any games, but honestly, it was the happiest the Bengals fan base has been in a long time and the most energized it had been in a long time. And, you're right. It wasn't necessarily equating to wins in terms of their overall record. But at the same time, like, as he was starting to figure it out, they did beat the Titans in November, and they were starting to turn that corner. He played really well against the Browns, threw for over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, it was – I'm not sure that they were going to win a whole lot of games this year, especially with a lot of the injuries they had and Joe Mixon going down. But they were definitely getting better as an offense.
Rick, I want to go back to 2019 because it was an interesting time. During the preseason, no one was talking about Joe Burrow yet. Like, we weren't really sure what he was capable of. And at that same time, you had a brand new coach. You had a roster that was kind of meh, let's be honest. So I don't think expectations were really high for Bengals fans that year. Well, you guys win 2 games. Joe Burrow does his thing, wins a national championship, has all the hype around him, the Heisman Trophy, all that stuff. Was there ever a feeling or ever like an inkling to feel like, you know what? What happens if Burrow doesn't want to come to Cincinnati? Was there always the faith that he was going to come there no matter what? Or was there kind of just a little bit of a doubt where it was like, man, we're such a mess right now, maybe he doesn't want to come here?
No, there never really was. And the only reason I can think that might have been is just because he's from Ohio, his family's from Ohio, and I think there was enough known about who he was character-wise and who his family was and just kind of humble, Midwestern people that I don't think anyone expected that there would be that possibility with him. So that never really came up with the Bengals. It was always known, like, this is the guy as long as they get the number 1 pick. It became very obvious they were going to get the number 1 pick. And Joe, there was like one comment Joe made where he said something about like, you'd like to control your own destiny with where you end up or something like that. And people got a little nervous for like a day, but he followed up like the very next day saying it'd be an honor to go as the number 1 pick and play in Cincinnati and all that stuff. So it was pretty quickly addressed, and I don't think there were any real concerns ever.
Well, and you guys were kind of an interesting spot too, because you shared, around that time towards the back end of the season, you had the Detroit Lions, you had the Washington football team, you had the New York Giants, but they were always kind of set at quarterback. So my question to you, like, when you're watching this whole thing unfold, when did you know that, Joe Burrow is going to be the guy going forward? Like, when did you have, I guess, Joe Burrow fever?
So for me, I would say it was a lot later than everybody else. For me, it was literally the college football playoff. And there were a few reasons why. The biggest being that going into the year, I was not sold on Joe Burrow as a prospect. I didn't think he had the arm that like a Trevor Lawrence and a Justin Fields do. He wasn't the athlete those guys were. I just was, and the Bengals had so many holes at that point that I was of the opinion of, look, their pass rush is a disaster. Their pass protection is a disaster. You can't win without either of those things in the NFL. I would be okay with them taking Chase Young early in this draft, knowing they're still going to be trash the next year and probably draft high and hope you can either trade up or still be in a position to tank and get Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields a year later. So I was always of the opinion that might be the better route for the Bengals until we saw Joe Burrow do what Joe Burrow did those final weeks of that season. And, I mean, at that point, there was just no doubt about it. You couldn't pass up on that guy because he put on a display the likes of which we've never really seen.
Rick Broering with us here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. I'm going to let you go. I got two more for you. How many jerseys, number 9 jerseys, are walking around in Cincinnati in the last year? I mean, is it just everywhere you look? Am I being over dramatic? I'm trying to capture the sense of, man, this is like our savior guy. I mean, he's going to change the franchise around. Everybody buys your jerseys, quarterbacks, of course. But
I'm sure AJ Green's probably got some jerseys.
AJ
out
Green,
there,
obviously, yeah. But does it? I mean, is that noticeable? Was it noticeable to your eye in that area?
Yeah, and I can't remember the exact figure, but I know at one point he was up in the top jersey sellers in the entire NFL. So I mean, it was. You see a ton of them, and here's the great thing for the fans who don't have as much money or don't like spending their money. Carson Palmer wasn't here that long ago. You just slap a little duct tape over the nameplate, and you got yourself a new Joe Burrow jersey, number 9. It's good to go.
Yeah, we got to do that. I think Denard Robinson, maybe the last that I remember to wear number 16, although somebody's probably wearing it right now. Jags have gone through 79 players here in 2020. All right, last question. Now that you've seen him play, is there a feeling that this guy is it? This guy, you had that feeling a little bit with Carson Palmer. I'm sure at moments there might have even been a little bit of that feeling with Andy Dalton. But is there a feeling that this guy is going to win us a Super Bowl? This guy is going to make us good each year that we line up on the football field?
He's definitely that guy. I mean, I don't know about all the things you went on to mention, but like to answer your initial question, everyone believes he is the guy and the Bengals got it right and he is going to be a superstar. The problem is in Cincinnati, we still realize that the Brown family is in charge of the franchise and Duke Tobin is in charge of talent evaluation, and there's still not a lot of faith that they're going to put all the other pieces around him to form a championship team. So do we think they are moving towards being competitive? Sure. Is Joe Burrow, the beacon of hope and what everyone hopes to be the savior? Of course. But, I still think there are some doubts about whether he'll actually lead the Bengals to a Super Bowl or if the Bengals will ever win a Super Bowl for that matter.
Check it out. Rick Broering on the Skinny Podcast. You can see him there, hear him there. Hey, man, we appreciate you taking time. I know you had a busy day. Thanks for jumping in last minute, and make sure you have happy holidays.
Yeah, Brent, Austin, you guys too. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. That's Rick Broering. We had him on a couple of times now. Very good. I didn't want to keep him any longer, but heck, you could even ask him. It's amazing the tie right now with Cincinnati, right? We were talking about Jay Gruden earlier, the idea of maybe getting that franchise-changing quarterback, and heck, Marvin Lewis was there. I wonder. I just don't think Marvin Lewis would excite people here. I think he would win games.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have you get excited about the idea of winning it all. Marvin Lewis wouldn't do that for anybody because proved that he couldn't do that.
Yeah,
in the past.
exactly.
He could win games, and that's baby steps. That's important, too.
Yeah.
But, Trevor Lawrence, the reason why people are excited is so that guy can take us to the promised land.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
You get a guy that's unproven, you can at least hope that that guy can be the next Sean McVay, Bill Belichick, whatever.
Yeah.
A little hard to do with a guy with Marvin Lewis. That's why I didn't really love the idea of Ron Rivera necessarily, even though he had gone to a Super Bowl.
He had been in the promised land.
Yeah. But it's just not enough of, I guess, for me when you already know their resume. Sometimes the blind resume is better.
No, without a doubt. Listen, the reason why I liked Ron Rivera so much, though, is because he is the culture builder. And listen, a head coach is always tied to the quarterback play. And for a while, Cam Newton, yes, he's playing at MVP caliber, and then he kind of fell off a little bit, and that was tied to Ron Rivera. I think we're seeing Ron Rivera now in Washington has some pretty good success with a team, let's be honest, whose personnel isn't really all that much.
He's doing a fantastic job, no doubt about that. All right, we got one more break to take before the Christmas holiday, everybody. A little NBA chatter. What the heck is going on with James Harden now? And a game gets canceled before their season even starts. What's that all about? Just happened. Next on ESPN 690.
Hey, it's Coos from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Now, I know there's a ton of ways you can listen to the show, but did you know one of the ways is through a smart speaker? Yes, the Google Home, the Amazon Alexa. It's pretty easy to do. Just tell either of them to play ESPN 690. Try it out weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m., and you can listen to Action Sports Jax.
Why call a professional if you're only going to get a half solution? That's my philosophy. You called me to truly fix your problems like, boom. Fixed and fixed right. So when Griffin Service offered full service drain clearing, I insisted we take that approach. And for drains, it's not really about busting the clog. Sure, we'll do that better than anyone. But honestly, most Jake with a snake chuck in a truck plumbers can bust a clog. Professional quality drain clearing is really about taking an out of control situation and putting you, the client, back in control. I'm talking about transparency, with upfront pricing and camera work included in the price, so you know that the problem was fixed and fixed right. Because on the off chance you've got a bigger problem than clog busting can solve, you'll want to know you're dealing with a plumber you can trust, who has all the equipment to fix problems properly and guarantee the work. So call the plumbers to do it right at
GriffinService.com.
License number 1250697.
Guys, happy holidays from Prime Men's Medical Center. This has been a trying year, so we want to help you enjoy the holiday season. Suffering from ED or PE? Has Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra let you down? The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center can have you lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer in the bedroom. See results on first visit guaranteed or consultation is free. Call 904-206-8105 now and start the new year off with a bang. Call Prime Men's Medical Center, 904-206-8105.
The First Coast is booming. With interest rates at historic lows, there has never been a better time to call Brandon Ponsel and his network of local experts at Jags Coastal Homes. You can visit them at jagscoastalhomes.com or call them today at 904-206-9480 and mention ESPN 690 to receive up to $2,500 towards your closing cost. Need to sell? Powered by the unparalleled technology of EXP, Brandon will guarantee the sale of your home in under 60 days, or he'll sell it for free. The First Coast market is on the move. Are you?
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program. And welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
Happy holidays from the team at CGC Water. This holiday season, our gift to you is clean drinking water. A Kinetico system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier softener like the one we have at our home. If you're still not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember now, this is a limited time offer.
a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. Special holiday financing available for a limited time with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer. Have a happy and safe holiday season.
The Seminoles are here.
Good shot again. Walker is going crazy. Noles win it all. The ACC championship of the regular season.
The reigning ACC champions look to defend their title in 2021.
Puts up the triple. Good shot. You'll hear the horn. The Noles will win.
Catch the action all season long right here on your radio home of the Seminoles.
Hear FSU basketball on ESPN 690. Thanks to Donato's Pizza, where every piece is important.
Yeah, I think that's what I addressed with them today, because I had gotten those questions, on Monday, and to say I don't understand it, like I said before, when I was growing up, I was a Detroit Lion fan. The NFL draft to me is bigger than any other draft, really, right? Obviously growing up a baseball fan, I don't know, there's 100,000 rounds in baseball, right? So that was never big, and that person had to go through the farm system. And then and I was thinking about it after we got off the call on Monday. I was like, man, I was rooting for it because I wanted the Lions to draft Billy Sims, in 1980. And, when I got the first pick, I was all fired up, because I knew, they'd take Billy Sims. And I started thinking to myself, there I was as a kid. I never took into play, what those coaches and players on that team, must be feeling.
You go ahead. I had a question, though.
That was more perspective from Doug Marrone. I don't think it's come out until today the fact that he was a Lions fan. I didn't know that.
Hey, man, why are you a Lions fan?
Yeah, we didn't ask that. I don't think that ever got asked.
All those ice cream flavors you can choose from, all those great football teams, and you choose Brussels sprouts. You choose the Detroit Lions?
Come on, man.
Gross.
That's
what do you mean, come on, man? It's the Lions.
I know, but
kid is
they got excited.
He's from New York, right?
Yeah. I know. It's odd. Oh, it is a little odd. I don't think anybody asked him after why. And maybe I've just missed it over time and didn't know that.
I'm going to be honest. If I'm Shad Khan and I'm interviewing a coach and I say, all right, you're from New York. Who's your favorite team growing up? And he says Lions. Hey, giant red flag. I'm drawing a giant red flag on the resume and be like, all right.
That's what happened.
We're going to call you back later. We'll see.
Ask.
Yeah, we'll call you tomorrow.
So basically what you're saying is maybe Gus Bradley was a Lions fan too.
I have your information. I'll get back to you. Good day, sir. Next.
I have your information.
Next. Thank you. No, it's fine. I understand. Yeah, 3-4 defense, 4 whatever. I understand. Offensive line. That's fine. I'll call you. Thank you.
That was Doug Marrone again, and I'm not going to repeat myself. I said on social media, he's handled it very well. People said, that's because we ask soft questions. If you don't yell and you're not angry guy and antagonistic guy, like that's why the Boston, New York media get like their reputation, because they're like angry guy, always mad about something and barking it. Yet if you listen to the questions are not any different. That was my point today on social media. But either way, Doug Marrone, I think, has handled it very well. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was great insight on the Billy Sims. I went back and looked up Billy Sims, and he turned them around. He went to the Pro Bowl 3 out of 4 years. He had a short career because of a leg injury, but he turned them around as the number 1 pick. And that was a franchise, by the way. Billy Sims, they had 2 winning seasons, I believe, with him. Oh, he played for 4. And that was the only winning seasons that franchise had between 1973 and 1991.
Yeah.
And so that's how much he did turn them around. Now, one of those was a strike-shortened year, too, that they went 4-5, so they didn't even finish the year. But I think he made the Pro Bowl that season. So that was fascinating. But that's how much Doug gets it. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what it did for the team that he rooted for at the time. That's what he kind of gets out there. But it's interesting that they're talking about it. Like, what do you think that's – because he mentioned it in the locker room. Like, he said, hey, they're talking about this. Is that common?
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, like – it would be weird if you didn't talk about it.
It would be?
Yeah, because then, like, you're shutting off the outside world like it's not happening. Like, that's weird behavior. So, of course, you're talking about it. I mean, yeah, they watch TV. They know what's up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
They
listen,
say you're
I've
breaking
asked-
your neck in the middle of Buffalo Wild Wings. They know what's going on here.
I've asked a lot of players over the years. They told me they don't read the paper. They don't watch TV. They just stay off social media.
Brent,
That's what they told me.
Brent, okay, have you seen players on Twitter and everything get defensive sometimes over an article? Come on, man. Of course they're watching. Of course they're listening.
All right.
Don't fall for that.
How do you think that conversation went about Brent, by the way, in the locker room?
See that dude sing that Christmas song last night?
What a clown.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I can't wait to go back to the locker rooms, right? I can't wait next year when we're allowed back in the locker rooms. Now, I'm not really allowed. I kind of come and go as I please, whatever. But you better believe day one, I'm going to be in the corner just in case. Just in case Brent Martin needs a little backup. I'm be like his bodyguard from the corner. I'm be like, oh, nope. Here it goes. I can see it happening, right? Because I have that, what do you call that? Like when you have like you can see the future a little bit. It's like the
Sixth Sense?
Kind of the Sixth Sense, but I have the intuition. I have the intuition when a fight's going to go down. So I'm being the corner man. And if someone tries to come at you, I got you, man. I'm like Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard. I got you.
Thank you. Jan
But
is
I'm not
gone.
going to hold you and carry you outside the door
Jan's
like
gone.
he did to Whitney Houston. Yeah, Jan is gone. Miles Jack's still there. Miles Jack's still there.
Has Miles Jack's been direct messaging you
Miles
saying,
Jack's
what the
still
hell is
there.
Brett talking about?
Hey, you said you better handle your boy. You better watch your boy.
Miles he used to watch. I don't know if he still does watch. If he saw that, apologies to Miles.
Yeah. Brent's out here making some enemies, man. I like it.
They usually get it. We'll see if they get it when we go back in the locker room.
I can't
if we're
wait.
ever allowed. Hey, if I have to give you a Super Bowl matchup right now,
yeah,
you got 2 weeks to go in the regular season. Pittsburgh. Now, if I asked this a few weeks ago, right, you could have said Pittsburgh, and again, we said they might not have been the dominant team anyway, but. Now they're reeling. Like, nobody's going to say Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah.
Kansas City is the number one seed, and so that's changed since the last time maybe we would have had this conversation.
Oh, come on. I've always had Kansas City.
You have
Braves.
anyway, but
I
I'm
got
just
them
saying
winning.
now they have the home field, although does that even matter that much this year?
Now we have Patrick Mahomes. Doesn't matter.
So who is going to the Super Bowl if you had to put your house on it right now?
Brent, listen, man. Like, I don't flip-flop. I remember where I come from, okay? And when we did our preseason predictions, I had the Chiefs and the Saints, and you know what?
So you're sticking with the Saints.
Now, Drew Brees, step your game up, all right? Drew Brees, I know those ribs are hurting. Step your game up, though, right? And give the ball to Alvin Kamara even more. Michael Thomas, I mean, I don't know what you're doing, so whatever. You know, I mean, we saw what happened with Brent's fantasy football team with that. Give me the Chiefs and the Saints. I'm not going to flip-flop now. I've come this far.
You know, I have the Colts and the Saints.
Yeah.
I don't know if I still believe that. Right? I still don't think Kansas City's making it to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
I think somebody's going to get them. And I believe Buffalo might be that team. You got to remember, they got all that connection with their city and that town is strong. That buoys them. They're playing for something bigger than just kind of like another playoff game, even though that's already big enough.
Yep.
And I would keep an eye on. Now, Green Bay you could write Green Bay, and I wouldn't have done that earlier in the year. Keep an eye on the Bucs. And the reason I say the Bucs, here's why I say the Bucs, is because they have not hit a stride at all.
Yeah.
Like, they have not hit a point in the season
Because
where
they're strideless.
They're rocking and roll. And maybe they are strideless.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, which game was canceled? The NBA, Kuz?
Rockets.
Thunder.
Because not enough players, right, for the Rockets?
Yeah, I think you need to have a minimum of 8 people.
About James Harden,
James
man.
Harden hanging out.
Listen, hey, for the record, though, James Harden did not go to a strip club. He went to a non-social distancing Christmas party that didn't have masks, and it featured strippers, okay? So you didn't go to a strip club. It was more like a strip gathering of strippers, okay? So if you're not cultured enough to know the difference, that's on you.
Hey, Kuz and Austin and everyone else out there, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, man.
I think Live Local Loud's coming up next. We have some bowl games as well. Keep it locked on ESPN 690. I'll see you on Jaguars All Access tonight at 7 o'clock on Fox 30.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you. Even into the